the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey, I'm Shawn Mendes.
This is Selena Gomez.
Drizzy Drake.
Taylor Swift.
Post Malone.
Camila Cabello.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Right here. Turn up.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
I can feel
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Roz. Mocha. I just Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
$20,000. Are you seeing that? Are you seeing that?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat.
People reveal things they are hilariously bad at. This was trending on Twitter. Before we get to what people are saying on the streets, Roz, some of the answers include, I couldn't whistle to save my life. Somebody wrote, doing a cartwheel.
Oh, yeah. That's tough.
Somebody wrote, I write menus and work for a restaurant. I cook meals from all over the world. And for the life of me, I cannot make simple rice.
That's no joke, though. And we talked about this on the show before. Rice is actually very difficult for some people to cook.
I can't parallel park on the right side of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Parallel park at all?
on the left.
Really?
I cannot parallel park on the right.
Maurie can't drive in reverse.
Oh, yeah, that's hilariously bad.
Wait, so how do you parallel park then? Because you got to go in reverse for that.
No, if it's only on the right, then I'll find somewhere. I literally cannot do it.
Yeah, but like we had to drive 60 feet one time in reverse on my road, and watching Maurie drive it was like, first of all, terrifying. 60 feet. I've never seen somebody drive in reverse like that before.
Because the wheels keep moving around.
It was like you know when you see a guy running through a field and like somebody's shooting arrows at him and you have to run zigzag style.
Yeah.
That's how Maurie drives when he's driving in reverse. Like his hands on the wheel are like pumping back and forth. Like the car
It's
is
as if
moving.
his hands aren't even on the wheel.
It's like we're being hunted, right? He drives zigzag style in
Can I tell you,
reverse.
There was a radio station I worked at in Kitchener years ago. The studio faced the street. We were ground level, right?
it's
These
terrifying.
big windows.
Yeah.
And there was a bar directly across the street from us and like a bunch of stores. Busy part of town. And this guy was coming into the radio station to interview for a job. And he drove his car. And there's free street parking.
Yeah.
And there was one like primo spot directly across the street from the radio station.
Right.
And this guy, it was me, our boss, and somebody else were standing at the window and watching as he was trying to parallel park.
Oh no, that's rude. That's so rude.
No, but we didn't know it was him at the time.
Yeah.
We had no idea. We had no idea it was him.
Yeah.
And he couldn't do it for the life of him.
Right.
It's tough.
He got out of the car. At that point, we realized it was him.
Yeah.
Right? The bar directly across the street from the radio station had these giant garage doors, right?
Yeah.
So like patio style.
No.
He asked one of the guys that was sitting there drinking.
No.
he said,
To park his car?
To parallel park his car. So the guy was really nice.
Yeah.
He came out, parallel parked, and dude walked in, ended up getting the job.
No.
He ended up getting the job.
You want to make somebody nervous? When you're walking down the street, if you see somebody parallel parking, any human being, you want to make them nervous as they're about to start parallel parking, just take out your phone and film them.
That's so bad.
When I'm parallel parking, I do a full 360 circle check, not for other cars, but to make sure nobody's looking through their window. Don't look at me while I do my thing, man.
Ah, man.
All right.
So
what are people bad at?
People revealing things that they're hilariously bad at.
Okay, so what about you? What are you hilariously bad at?
Oh, God, I'd have to say dancing. Every time I dance, I can't help but think of Elaine from Seinfeld, where she's just a sort of spasmically moving her body without any coordination. It's one of those things, especially being a young black guy, you expect a certain rhythm and coordination, but it's not there. It's not there at all, and there's no way to bypass that. I'm an inch from getting kicked out of the club.
Okay, go ahead. What's you?
Any kind of flexibility gymnastics, I'm just a wreck. Complete wreck. Can't touch my toes to save my life. You give me $1 billion and I couldn't do it. I can't walk and light a cigarette at the same time. So I had to stop and light the cigarette because I couldn't do both at the same time.
So when I try to draw people, they always look like aliens or not like people.
Singing, totally tone deaf. If I can't play an instrument, I can't sing to save my life.
What's your favorite song if you could sing it?
Probably some Duran Duran.
Okay, let's try a little bit of Duran Duran then. Let's see how tone deaf you really are. 1, 2, 3. And
I'm hungry like the wolf.
Okay, what's yours?
I can't fold a fitted sheet. There's no lines. You can't like fold it together. There's
That's true.
It's just rounded, so it just.
So what happens when you have to?
I just crumple it up.
Okay, gotta get yours. What's yours?
I'm just really horrible at changing diapers. I don't like to do it. I don't want to do it, and I suck at it.
That's a
I can't
problem.
figure out the flaps. Like, there's what's the front and what's the back. I don't know. Like, help.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
So was it last week's podcast, Maura, that you brought up? Because Maury Matthew, his husband Matthew, just got a dog. And Maury, you brought up the fact that
I had questions.
You had questions, and you were going to bring in the dog's toothpaste to try it out before you tried it on the dog, right?
Well, yeah, and I also learned in the last podcast from Mocha that I don't need this yet because he only has baby teeth.
Right.
His baby teeth are going to fall out.
And they are sharp, I'll tell you that.
So this is, what is this? This is Arm & Hammered beef-flavored fresh mint.
Beef and mint. Fresh mint.
And it's tartar control dog toothpaste. Are you sure you want to do this, man?
Did you read the instructions? Like, not the instructions, but does it say for, a specific age range?
I'm going to make sure that they don't say this is not for humans on here.
But if it's for dogs, how can it not be for humans?
Well,
do you eat dog food?
I need to get my flashlight out to read the back because I'm blind. Directions.
Do you go to restaurants and read menus with that?
Absolutely. I have no shame. When I'm in a restaurant and it's dark, I bring out my phone and I shine the flashlight on it.
You know who else does that? My Nana.
Yeah, I do it. I don't care. I don't care. Put a light in the table, man. Everything's so dark now. Why is everything so dark?
Well, they give you a
Everywhere
candle.
you go, it's so dark. I can't read anything.
Well, because is food look better in the dark?
No, I'm out now. I have to give Roxy something for me to read to me.
Seriously?
Yeah. I hand her everything. I'm like, what does that say?
Wow, that's such an old man thing to say.
For first-time brushers, this is you, More. Put a small amount of toothpaste on your finger and invite the dog to lick it off. Slowly progress to lifting your dog's lips and rubbing the toothpaste on your finger along the gum line and teeth. When your pet is comfortable, put a small amount on a toothbrush. Okay, we're going to say you're comfortable with both. There are no warnings on here. Oh, hold on here. Ingredients is too small for me to read. And there's no warnings. Yeah, you sure? There's no warnings.
What's the big words in the box?
Well, if it were that small, they don't want anybody to read it anyway, more. So don't worry about it. Okay, so this is more. Here's your double-ended toothbrush and your beef and mint flavored toothpaste.
Yeah. Okay, let me see. I just want to smell the toothpaste.
Yeah, come on over.
Yeah.
I have to take off the little cap. Oh my God.
Okay.
See?
Give it a smell, Mocha.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
What does it smell
That
like?
may be the grossest thing I've ever smelled.
Yeah. Is it really beef and mint?
Yes!
Yeah?
Roz, you have to smell it.
You know what it smells like?
What's that?
It smells like minty corned beef.
Yeah? Oh.
Right? Doesn't it smell like a minty corned beef?
You know what it smells like? Hold on here. Like hot dog and mouthwash.
Oh, that's so gross.
Right?
God, I may barf.
Okay, well, don't. First of all.
Do I not get a little bit of water?
Maury, this is your thing, man. Don't make it seem like you're in some sort of prison and we're torturing you here. You bought this and brought it in.
Do I not get any water?
You didn't put enough toothpaste on there.
No, you can't put more than that.
Hold on, that's not a full. If you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to brush your teeth.
There you go, buddy.
So, hold on, am I actually just brushing my teeth
As
with
you
this?
normally would. You normally would. Okay, so just brush your teeth like you normally would. Okay, start in the molars. Start in the molars. Yeah, start in the molars.
Start in the back.
Yeah, start in the molars. Get to the front ones.
Ew.
Oh. Smell his breath. What does it smell?
Oh my God. It really stinks.
Oh.
You know what? Now that the toothpaste has been in Maury's mouth, the smell right now while this is happening is way worse. And
You're just going to swallow it, or just swallow it. It's fine to swallow. Why, you think dogs spit that out? Just swallow it. Just swallow it. You're allowed to swallow it. That's fine.
she said.
Oh. How was that?
Oh God! No wonder dogs don't want this. Oh God! It tastes like I just brushed my teeth and had a steak dinner.
Okay, go and blow Mocha's face for a second.
Oh, come on.
Okay, like blow, just a light breeze, a light breeze,
hold on.
a light breeze.
On the count of three, so I can do a deep inhale.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh! It got in my mouth! I got in my mouth! Oh,
It actually.
oh my God! It stinks so bad!
It smells like dog in here right now, which is wild because I've never associated beef and mint with a dog flavor, but it really does smell like dog in here right now.
It smells worse than when we were just like sniffing the tube.
Yeah.
Here, Roz.
So hold on here. So wait. Sniffing the mouth is worse than sniffing the tube. Yeah? Okay. All right. Are you going to breathe in my face?
Same thing. So deep inhale, Ross. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh!
It's so gross, right?
You know what's funny is that there's a cloud of it around me right now. Hold on. I got to get my flashlight out to see if there's any, I swear to God. I swear to God, it's hanging in the air right now.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Did you see, because I only just discovered this the other day, did you see that video of Britney Spears breaking her foot while she was dancing?
No.
No? Okay, come over here for a second.
Recent?
Yeah, leave your headphones over there and come and grab these headphones beside me. Grab those ones and walk over here and let me play this for you. And turn them up nice and loud. Okay, so this is Britney. She was in her dance studio, and she had her phone set up, and she was just like watching. She was just watching herself, filming herself dancing, like just rehearsing. Okay, so here we go. Watch this. The anticipation is just so crazy. She's good, right?
Yeah, she still got it.
Now you know there's a foot break coming up here.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Is that real?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Is it
Yeah.
really?
Listen again. Listen again. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh! Here, listen one more time. One more time.
Dude, that's so gross.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Quebec chef, actually celebrity Quebec chef, Daniel Vizina has those gourmet meals on your Air Transat flights that you need to try. Seriously, you need to try.
This is the best way to start your vacation, okay? I've been on these flights and I've tasted the menu, and it is not even just for airplane food, because I know you judge airplane food differently than you do any other food that they serve in any other restaurant or place in the world. Not even for just airplane food. This menu and the food that you can get on Air Transat flights is amazing. Like, it's really, really good.
Like gnocchi with bolognese
Yes.
sauce. Or what about a pulled beef shepherd's pie?
Had
or
it.
a
Had it.
spinach
Had it.
and artichoke lasagna with ricotta.
Had that too.
And so much more. On top of that, you get salad, dessert, and a glass of wine.
Yeah, and if you're like me, my kid doesn't, they load up before we get on the plane, right?
course.
She doesn't like to eat. She really wants to watch her iPad and everything else. But the great thing is, you still order the dinner. I still say, I'm like, Rock, look at that menu. And she's like, I'm not hungry. I'm like, order something. and then she orders something. And then what I wind up doing is I get my full meal.
Yeah.
I get her full meal.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
So I get 2 full meals. And then I start looking at Catherine's bread. And I'm like, you need that? You know what I mean? Like, there's a way to do it when you
You're
fly
like,
with a
babe,
family.
you don't need the carbs. I know how you are watching carbs. You don't want that.
Yes.
Plus, they got breakfast. Breakfast is served with a plain croissant, yogurt, orange juice, and coffee. You can also choose from a grilled ham and cheese croissant or buttermilk pancakes with blueberry puree, maple butter, and bacon. Chef's Menu by Daniel Vizina is included when you fly in club class on Air Transat, plus a limited number of meals, this is so good, are available for purchase on flights to Europe and the South, in economy class, and you got to order that 72 hours before your flight. all the details, and you can reserve your meal right now at airtransat.com.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I get a lot of spam on my phone, and I get a lot of those duct cleaning calls.
Oh, yeah.
I get a lot of I'm on everybody's list. Everybody's list. And I always try and reason with them and talk to them and be nice. And then they're just super rude.
Yeah.
Remember that one guy that started talking about my mother?
Oh, yeah. That was terrible.
Who wanted to clean my ducts?
Yeah.
Right? He was like super rude. I
Yeah.
can't even repeat. I don't even want to say the words that he said about my mother.
Just think of like some of the most vile things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, what I said was, I can't hear you. And he said that your mother can't hear me because...
Okay. I thought we weren't going to say it. All right. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Rude, right?
Like, come on, bro. That's my mom.
And so rarely do they ever pique my interest.
Okay.
But let me read you to this text that I got like an hour ago. Get paid $300 to $500 transporting cash around the GTA. You choose your own schedule, must own a vehicle, earn 10% of the value that you are delivering cash to our clients. Text me back with your name and time to call, and I'll get back to you to discuss. Our names are Vito and Amanda. This is not illegal.
Doesn't sound illegal at all.
This is not illegal, and you can choose to get paid in cash or direct deposit.
Wow. That sounds like an opportunity of a lifetime.
Thank you. Call this number right now for me. It's area code 437 243 718. Vito and Amanda. I like how they make it sound like they're a couple. You know what I mean? Like it legitimizes, like our upstart, our family business. Transport cash.
Your call has been forwarded to a voicemail service that has not been initialized by the customer you are calling.
Well, how do you expect to get employees?
Right. Thank you. Right. I'm applying for your job.
Gee.
You know what I mean?
All of a sudden you're from Brooklyn.
Like, don't make it so difficult for me to get a job transporting cash around the city
I
for
know.
10%. Also, a reminder, this is not illegal.
Well, good luck. I hope you get the job.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Yo, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you? You got a second?
Yeah, I got a second.
Okay, so Roz, that text that you got from Vito and Amanda texted us at 925-555 and said that he was also scammed by that same number.
Yeah. Well, like, this is what happened. So this guy, I text my name. He texts me back. He's like, okay, like, what do you do and all this stuff? And then asked me for my license and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, like, it kind of sounds legit. So the guy, he ends up asking me to go to the bank, and he's depositing money into my account. And then I take that money to a student from school that's like someone from out of the country that goes to school.
Okay.
And then you give them the money, and then he pays me out of each student that I go and give money to. So what ended up happening was he made me put it into a Bitcoin and said that this is how the students are going to get the money. And then he kept on doing it, and then actually ended up threatening my life, saying that if I don't keep on doing it, that he's going to send someone to my house.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on here. So he was depositing money into your bank account?
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How? Like you gave him like the transfer number and everything else?
Like I gave him my account number, and then he deposited fake checks into my account.
Fake checks.
Oh, and then
Yeah.
you were taking what you assumed was that money. Meanwhile, it was really
Right.
your money or the bank's money, and depositing
Yeah.
it into like Bitcoin accounts for these students or quote unquote
Yeah,
students,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So he was depositing fake checks into your account, right?
Yeah.
So what happened? So what did your bank say?
Well, my bank, my bank, I went into overdraft, and then my bank was like, okay, like, what happened? And I told them, like, it was fraud and stuff. So then I had to make up that money to get my account, like, into a good position, or like, so that I wouldn't get arrested or anything, and fraud myself. Like, the bank was thinking that I was in with it with this guy.
Oh,
so I was stealing money from the bank.
But you were in it with this guy.
Yeah, I was part of the scheme, but like I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was going to get paid. Like I was going to be going to school for like I'm in the trades, and I was going to school, so I was like, okay, maybe make a little bit of money on the side so I can save for going to school. And then this happened, and I just lost all my money, and I had to pay back the bank. Like, this was like probably like 2-3 months ago.
How much did you lose?
Like $3,000.
Oh,
wow. So this was 3 months ago, and how long did it take? Like, how long did this process last? Was it a couple of days, a couple of months?
It was literally 1 day. It was literally 1 day.
You got scammed out of $3,000 in 1 day?
1 day.
With all these fake checks?
Yeah.
With all these fake checks, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So you were basically just taking out your own money because you had to cover the fact that there was no money on that actual check, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I know, it was the stupidest choice I ever made in my life, but...
And then who did you deliver this money to?
It was all, like, I take it out of my bank and then put it into Bitcoin.
And then give it to who? Like, were you physically giving money to somebody, or were you, like, transferring it digitally?
No. It was me taking money out of my bank, going to this random convenience store where they have these Bitcoin machines, and then putting the money into Bitcoin.
And then whose Bitcoin wallet did it go into?
I don't know. It was just a random number that he gave me, and then I scan it. And
Bro.
It was probably the scammer. It was probably going into his Bitcoin account.
Yeah, I eventually, once I called the cops and told them what the situation was, they were like, yeah, like, you messed up, right? But yeah, I know.
And you'll never get that money back.
No, never. But the cops didn't even do anything. They didn't even tell me.
Man.
What are they going to do, though?
What are they going to do? They don't care.
Well, I gave them the phone number and stuff.
I know, but still, like,
bro, they're dealing with people who are into scamming in the millions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody who loses $3,000, they're never going to open up that case file.
Yeah, it's like chasing a ghost.
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow, that sucks, dude.
Thanks for sharing
That's
your story.
Crazy.
Yeah, no problem. But I've
sorry
been
it
listening
happened
to you
to you.
guys for the longest time, and you guys are amazing. I love you both.
Wow.
Oh, thanks,
man.
dude. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
You know what? I'd have to say Roz, because we both share a deep voice, and, like, you know, like, we're both good. Like, Mocha, you're great. I love your laugh and stuff. But just because Roz, like, you knows how to talk, you know, he got some swag. So I go with Roz.
I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right.
From one deep voice guy to another. You know what I'm saying? Have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Later, brother.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Does your name have anything to do with your online shopping habits? Does your name have anything to do with your online shopping habits? And when I say this, I mean, like, can you determine whether certain people named certain things are more likely to shop more, are more likely to look for deals, or more likely to whatever?
Okay.
Because they figured this out. They crunched the numbers. A website called OnBuy. I don't know what that is.
Sounds legit.
I don't know. Go to that on your computer, Maury. No, I'm not going to go to it. I'm not going to go to it on my computer.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. I don't know what they sell. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they did some research, and they started crunching some data. And the website analyzed 3 years of data to find out which names came up most often on big shoppers, like people who spend a lot of time and a lot of money on their website.
Is Brad one of the names?
No. But for the women, Karen and Courtney.
You know what?
Yeah.
For some reason, I was going to say Karen as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And the lonely men.
Brian. Is Brian on there?
No, Josh and Chris. Which listen, I think that I would have given you 20 names and you would have nailed both of them. If you started at Brian, right? If you started at Brian, within 20 names, you would have got to Josh and Chris.
Probably the next name I would have said.
I guarantee
Would have been Chris.
Okay, now when it comes to people who are more likely to be frugal or look for a deal, or maybe go back and then come back, click on the same thing multiple times, debating whether you should buy it or not. Okay, so for the women, the more frugal would be Emma and Katie.
Okay.
And you want to take a shot at the men?
Is Brad one of them?
No, you already said Brad. But no, Brad. But again, so we had Josh and Chris as being the people who like to throw their money around on
How about
website.
Chad? Is Chad there?
No, you're very close though. Jack and Matthew.
Amazing.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
So there's been an addition to the condo that belongs to Damnit Maurie and Damnit Matthew. The little doggy, Andy, a.k.a. Damn It Andy.
Yeah. Andy Monroe.
It was our first weekend with the dog, too.
So you picked up the dog on Friday, Maury.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
When we got to the house where Sarah's raising Andy, he was super calm. He was with like one of his other little brothers, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The car ride home, no problem.
Nice, beautiful.
No problem. I'm like,
Right.
this is going to be a cakewalk.
Yeah.
Then as soon as we get in the house, pee everywhere.
Right.
Of course. Like 30 seconds in and you've already stepped on him.
I'm gonna. Excuse me, I'm doing a lot better than you are while you're busy on your phone.
Bring him to the pee pad so he can at least see where it is.
I think he needs to, like, I think you're, like, freaking out. I think he needs to learn and smell.
Well, no, but if you put him on the pee pad,
He
he'll
doesn't
see
need-
there's the pee pad.
But does he need to pee?
Well, how can he see otherwise where it is?
No, I think that's not what's happening in his brain right now. Right now, he's like, where the am I? You should be setting up his crate, because that's what keeps him safe, remember? And right now,
No, but I can't trust you without it. Like, you're all over the place.
What? Are you kidding me?
Can you put some water in?
I'm not giving him tap water. No, you have to go and get Evian or something.
What about from the Brita?
I don't want him drinking right away. Like, I don't.
He was panting in the car.
I don't want that shitty water.
Well, let me set up his crate.
Yes, that's what he's looking for.
So clearly, already the dog is just bringing them closer together.
I'll say this. I know, Maury, it was you that for 12 years was the one that really was pushing for this dog. But Catherine and I over the weekend were looking at all the social posts and the videos and everything else. And we both thought the exact same thing, which is that's not Maury's dog. That's Matthew's dog.
Oh,
that is 100%
the other
Matthew's
side of it,
dog.
there's a big, huge problem. Andy loves Matthew.
Right.
Andy accepts Maury.
No, that's what we mean. We're looking at the way that the dog is with Matthew, and we're like, the crushing thing about all this is that you pushed for the dog for 12 years. That is Matthew's dog. That is not your dog.
No, totally.
So then bedtime approaches. And it's 10 o'clock at night. The crate is in the den at the condo.
Okay.
And Andy does not want to go to sleep.
Oh, no.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because it's his first night
He's
in a strange
baby.
place.
Yes.
Oh, I can't. I can't
my
go
heart.
with that.
You have to.
I don't like. But it's light in there because of the light.
Okay, Google, play nursery rhymes.
Lullabies.
Okay, we have to leave him. He'll be fine.
No, shh, Andy. No.
No, don't do that. This is a safe place. Good night.
I know that breaks my heart, bro. My heart.
This is why he needs to get used to this.
Oh, man. I want to go rescue that dog now.
You know what the great thing about all this is, Maury, how many times would you say over the years in that condo you have called down to security or the concierge desk to complain about somebody's dog barking or crying?
Every day.
Every day.
So now everything is settled in the condo.
Okay.
Andy starts making noise. It's the
Right.
middle of the night. The Damnits wake up.
Yeah.
Because they got to take Andy out to pee.
Matthew.
Huh. What?
Yeah, he's like wide awake. I think he has to pee.
How do you know he's wide awake?
Because I can hear him walking back and forth.
At 4 in the morning?
Yes.
4 in the morning.
Andy? Oh, he just went there. He's peeing here.
Is he?
Yes, he just. Oh,
Okay, he also went there.
oh, in there. Oh my god, no. Get him off there. Oh,
Put him here on the mat.
I can't believe he did that.
Andy, you pee here.
Oh, ew, I just touched it.
Sorry, it's puppy pee. It's fine.
Wow, already.
So Andy peed everywhere.
Yeah.
So I asked Maury, right? I was like, dude, when was the last time you took Andy out to pee before you guys woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Maury's reply to me was, we didn't. It was night 1. He went to pee on the pads. And then I was like, but how many times overnight were you guys up with Andy and how many times did you take him outside?
Yeah.
And Maury said, we were up twice and he was outside twice over the weekend for a 10-minute moment of fresh air.
Yeah.
So over the weekend, you took this poor little puppy outside only
wanna
2 times.
He doesn't. As soon as you bring him outside, he crawls up your leg.
Yeah, he's too little still.
Yeah.
He's not park ready yet. He's not park ready. What time do you normally wake up on a Sunday, Maury? Noon. What time did you wake up on Sunday this weekend?
6.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello?
Rob.
Hey.
It's Roz and Mocha.
How's it going?
Are you in the bathroom?
Yes, I am actually.
Yeah, we can always tell when somebody's in the bathroom.
No getting around that sound.
What's going on, guys?
I hope we're not interrupting anything.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll just make this quick. This is so awkward now. Now that I know that you're in the bathroom, this is so awkward. So Rob is a huge fan of our show, Roz.
Yeah.
And the way I found out about Rob is because he was hanging out with my brother-in-law at the Raptor game on Friday night. And my brother-in-law sent me a message being like, yo, I'm with this super huge Roz and Mocha fan. So I was like, yo, give me his number. We'll give him a call.
Yes.
However, I did not know that you would be in the bathroom, probably sitting on the toilet when we called. So it's awkward for everybody.
Yeah, it is pretty awkward.
Are we catching you sort of like at the beginning of the job or at the end of the job?
At the end of the job.
At the end of the job.
And what, you've probably been sitting there for a little bit, just like scrolling on your phone, right?
Exactly, actually.
Yeah.
It's okay, man. We've all been there. We've all been there. Anyway, so
cool.
First of all, thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show. Like, I don't know how to continue this conversation. Like, I just feel weird, and I feel bad for you.
I almost feel that I should go and sit on the toilet now. You know what I mean? Just to make things not awkward.
I know you're a big fan. Between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Obviously, it's Mocha.
Obviously, it's Mocha. Wow, dude, that hurt.
Sorry, man.
All right. Anyway, this is weird. We gotta go. You gotta go.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to the show.
You're Mocha. You're number one with the guys going number 2.
Good one.
Know what I'm saying?
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, Angela.
Hi.
That's Roz and Mocha. We've been waiting to talk to you for so long.
All right, Angela,
I'm so excited.
you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. I tend to ruin every relationship I ever get in because I'm a social media stalker. I'll start talking to a guy and find myself monitoring who he's following, what pics he likes, etc. This only ends up hurting me, and I try my best not to bring it up at times, which builds resentment. For the past few months, I've been talking to this guy, and he says that he's not ready for a relationship, but is very much exclusive to me and willing to see where it goes. My stalker ass constantly catches him liking girls' pics. I like him and where we're at right now, but I don't want to sabotage this. What should I do?
So,
what do you think you should do?
Angela.
What do you think you should do?
I think I should stop being such a big creep.
Yeah,
But it's so hard.
Okay, here's the thing though. So when you say, so you go on his IG, let's say, right? And what, you immediately check to see who he's following, and then you go through and then see what pictures of theirs he starts liking?
Yeah, and I'll see if he follows anyone new. Like if you go to followers, it's an order of who he follows.
Sure. So how much time, in a day, are you spending going through this? Because I feel like you do this every single day.
I do it every day, but I don't spend all day doing it.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby. It's a hobby.
What's going on?
Right? It's a hobby.
I don't think it's a hobby. I think it's a habit.
I don't think that's exactly. I wouldn't classify it as a hobby, but definitely a habit, a really bad habit.
But why do you do it though?
I don't know, because I can.
Are you worried that he's going to find somebody else and stop talking to you?
Yeah, sometimes I think so, because we don't have that official title.
But you said that this is behavior that's happened before. You've done this with guys in the past.
If I told you guys the stuff I found, honestly, the FBI could hire me.
So here, I will say a couple of things. One, nobody wants to be in a relationship where they're not trusted.
Sure.
And you sort of living this kind of life, or when you're not together, you're keeping tabs on him and stalking him and seeing who he's friends with and who he likes and why is he doing this. automatically you're putting him in a position where you don't trust him, only he doesn't know that. Okay, so unless you're going to come clean about something, this will never work because you will drive yourself crazy.
You're right.
Okay,
Absolutely right.
Like if you can't. If you see something and you can't say something, you're only going to find more things, and then that's just going to build up, and it's going to build resentment, and you will probably dump a guy for liking a picture of a person who you don't even know, just because you think that there's the slight chance that he's. I don't even know.
You create these stories in your head.
So I'll tell you guys how this is, particularly with him, how it started was that before we made anything exclusive, he was showing me something on his phone, and I saw a dating app.
Okay.
And so I didn't say anything because he was leaving for vacation. And then I couldn't hold it in anymore. So while he was on vacation, I know, totally not cool, I kind of like ended things with him. And I was like, I'm just looking for someone who's going to be exclusive with me. And then close to the end of his vacation, he kind of fought for it. And he was like, listen, I'll delete it. I'll be good, whatever. So I guess that's kind of where me not trusting him started. But again, he didn't.
Because you saw a dating app on his phone when you guys weren't even dating?
Well, we were seeing each other for like a month and a half at that point, like 3-4 times a week. I'm like, why do you need to talk to anyone else?
Right. Do you have the dating app on your phone?
No.
Did you?
Oh, that's how I met him.
Oh, so okay. So hold on here. You met a guy on a dating app, and then you found that dating app on his phone, and you got pissed about it?
I mean, when you make it sound like that.
No, not make it sound like that, because that's exactly how it happened.
Okay, that's what happened.
Okay, your stalker ass needs to chill, Angela. What is it that you saw on his IG that made you not trust him?
Just like random girls commenting on his pictures.
So hold on here. It's not even him commenting on girls' pictures. It's girls commenting on his pictures?
Yes. Okay. I mean, I've caught him commenting on a picture once.
What do you mean caught him commenting on a picture?
It's public.
It's public.
Listen, if you're using the fire emojis on a girl's picture, that's not cool.
No, I agree. Okay, so what? Yeah, I agree. Listen, I agree. It's not cool using fire emoji. But like, is it a picture? What was the picture of?
It was of her.
Doing
like
what?
Standing.
I fear this for you. You're going to keep this up, and what's going to happen is you are going to start creating problems that aren't actually there.
Facts. It's already happening, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
See, you recognize your issue here.
You're going to be you are going to be resentful to somebody who doesn't know what they did wrong. And you're going to be creating a situation that you then have to fight your way out of, and you somehow want an apology for, but you're not willing to say anything to him.
Yeah.
You can't live like that.
No, I can't.
So what are you going to do?
I'm really, really trying, because I've talked to my friends about this too, and they're like, you can't be doing this. You have to stop. Like, you really, you're jeopardizing your own, I'm just upsetting myself. That's what I'm doing. I'm not.
You're making yourself mad. You're making yourself mad, and you're ruining something that's potentially good. Now, there's no problem with sitting down with somebody who you're trying to be exclusive with and saying, hey, just so you know, okay, this is a new world for us, and we want to go through this together. Here's a couple things that sort of, break my heart a little bit when I'm having a great day, and I know we're going to see each other that night, and we're going to have some dinner, and we're going to poke around a little, and then I check my phone, and I look at your feed, and, some girl commented on a picture, and I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. And then because I'm a girl and I'm your girlfriend, I clicked on her picture, and you put a fire emoji under a picture of her who went out last night. That stuff just it's not cool with me. You know what I mean? I'm not saying don't do it, but just be aware of how that makes me feel. You can have that conversation.
Yeah, no, that sounds pretty good.
But don't do anything behind his back.
No.
Like what you're doing now.
No.
God, girl. All right, Angela, you have the answer. Stop being so crazy.
Oh, my God, I will. Thank you guys so much. I'm such a huge fan of the show. Thank you so much.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, this coronavirus got the NBA asking players not to give high fives or take pens and markers to sign autographs for the next little while.
I was hearing
for fist bumps now with fans
yesterday that there's even talks to go as far as doing sporting events like March Madness with no audience.
That would be so weird.
Yeah, like depending on how bad it gets.
That would be so
depending on how
weird.
bad it gets.
By the way, I heard what the new handshake is. Not trying to be funny.
No,
honestly, people are suggesting that the new handshake during all of this is foot taps. I kid you not.
Really?
I kid you not. Like you're just supposed to tap feet with each other.
Like what Kid and Play used to do in their video?
Oh, I love that. I love that dance. Oh man, if you look that up, if you don't know what we're talking about, look that up.
So
on
tap
YouTube.
foot, like tap toe, like the sides of your foot?
No, like I'll show you. I watched. So like basically if I came
saw
up to
that
you.
video. That's a joke though. They're not really suggesting that.
It's a great suggestion. So like if I came up to you, hey Roz, how's it going? And I just tap your feet.
I would kick you in the shin.
Well, that's a great way of saying hello. That's a
You know
very
what I
strong
mean?
hello.
If somebody did that to me, they walked up and they kicked your foot.
Yeah,
Like, screw you.
You almost you take that like offensively.
Yeah.
No, but not if you know that that's the new hello.
What about like a hip bump?
No, see, that's
Like, hey,
contagious,
boom.
maybe.
You know what I mean?
Because at least your feet are in your shoe.
Yeah, but my hips
Yeah,
are in my jeans.
We don't mean like taking off your pants and then hipping somebody.
Well, no, I guess it depends on where you
Wet
are.
makes that slapping sound. Like, I know it's no joke
so
though.
many lawsuits.
I know. It's no joke though, and just the extremes, and it really hit home when they were talking about possibly canceling the Olympics if they don't get this under control by the NMA.
And airlines there's 5 airlines I read that are allowing you, if you're worried about the coronavirus and you want to switch flights, they're allowing you to do so. United is one of them.
Oh, I heard a story. There's a guy on the West Coast who was trying to switch his flight, and he wasn't allowed to switch his flight for whatever reason. And then he thought it would be a good idea to tell them, the airline, that he has coronavirus and he needs to switch a flight, which at that point everyone went into panic mode and they were like, what the hell? And then
he said he thought he had coronavirus?
No, he said he did have it.
Oh, he said he did have it.
So you need to switch my flight. I need to get on this next flight.
Jeez.
And then
you can't go,
what?
No, I would just say you can't go on anything.
Yeah. Well, and then he was like, no, I don't have it. But then just like take precaution. They then had to disinfect the entire area that he was in.
Oh my God. See, that's and you realize how serious it is. Because normally with stuff like this, anything in this world that is popular, you have memes and you have people doing videos for goofs. There have been a couple videos where people pretended to have like coronavirus. They don't go over well.
No, not at all. This one, like,
they don't go over well.
The entire world is at panic right now.
Nobody's scoring clout points because of coronavirus.
No, not at all.
And when you do,
you're really looked down upon.
Yes,
completely.
Yes,
which you should be.
Yeah.
So if you go to the doctor and you think that if you have a fever, if you're not feeling well,
right,
and you just go in and just say, hey, I'm not feeling well, I have a fever and stuff, what are the precautions in there? Because you're not saying you have it, you're not thinking you have it, you're not saying I might have anything. You're in a waiting room full of other people and you're just saying I have the flu or something, but you don't know what you have.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That right there is the problem.
It's masked as a flu. You have to get tested.
Yeah.
And then you're told that you have it. It's not like you start feeling sick, you start feeling the symptoms and you're like, oh, I have coronavirus.
Yeah, like there's no sort of one symptom that a normal person would look at themselves and go, oh, that's corona.
So now
as
everybody
opposed to,
that gets the fever or flu immediately thinks that's what they might have.
Well, yeah. It's no joke.
Although I heard you should not touch your face. That's one of the ways to prevent. Just
and
don't
wash your
touch
hands all the
face.
time and use...
Ellen's doing videos showing people how to wash their hands.
Hand sanitizer.
Like that's how crazy. Ellen.
Is she really?
Yes. You should be washing your hands for minimum of 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That seems like a long
I'm
time.
telling you, it's no joke. Now let's bump hips, Maury.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is what I would do. I would do this.
Okay.
Right? Like if you came up to me like this, face me, right?
Yeah.
Where I'd be like, hey, Maury, normally where we would shake hands.
Yeah, but we're not.
I would do this. Put your hands up in the air, make little fists.
Yeah.
Right? Turn to me.
Yeah.
And
oh, jeez.
Bump hips.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello.
Hi, is this Jesse?
Yes, it is.
What's up? It's Roz and Mocha.
Yo, what up?
How are you?
I'm good.
All right, you still heartbroken a bit?
A little, you know.
Here is
Heartbroken over here.
what Jesse sent to us, Roz.
happened?
I asked my husband to get me 3 things for Christmas.
Oh, no.
Number 1, headphones. Number 2, a dash cam. Number 3, a cameo from Damnit Maurie. But guess what I didn't get? So when I asked him why, he was like, OMG, I didn't realize you were serious. Obviously, she wanted the cameo from Damnit Maurie. And so I said, maybe for Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day came, and still he didn't get me one. I think you should call him and ask him why he hates you so much. As in, why he hates Damnit Maurie so much. How do I get him to get me a Damnit Maurie cameo without Maurie calling him and yelling at him, or you guys calling him and yelling at him?
Wow.
I also want you to do it in, quote, the voice you use if you were yelling at that Airbnb down the hall from you. So first of all, Jesse, you really, really listen to the Roz and Mocha Show. Thank you.
You know what I do? I totally listen to the podcast.
Because there's so many references in that one little paragraph.
Okay, so
I know.
why do you want a cameo from Maurie?
You know what? I felt bad for the dude.
Oh.
He with the pumpkin.
Yeah. So Cameo, for anybody listening right now, is a website/service that kind of like mid-range celebrities sign up to, and then fans go on there and then they pay them to do video shout outs, right? It's called Cameo. And Maurie signed up for Cameo to make a little extra money because he spent too much money on art that he had to then recoup because he spent all his vacation money with his husband Matthew on it. And so he was doing these cameos for fans and making a decent amount of money on it. And then he went and spent all his Cameo money to get a cameo from somebody else on Cameo, which just defeats the whole purpose of Cameo. But so you wanted one of these shout outs from Maurie. Your husband failed twice at getting you a shout out, once at Christmas, once at Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. Fail.
What's your husband's name?
Kyle.
Kyle. All right, we're going to call Kyle because I have his number.
Okay.
Don't say anything, though.
Okay.
Hello, Kyle speaking.
Kyle, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. Real quick, why do you hate Damnit Maurie so much?
I don't know.
So it's not I don't hate Damnit Maurie. You just hate him, but it's sort of irrational and you can't really articulate why you hate him.
Basically. No. Maurie's cool.
Yeah? Yo, how come for Christmas and Valentine's Day you didn't get Jessie the cameo from Damnit Maurie like she asked?
I didn't think she was that serious about it.
She asked you twice, bro.
True. Yeah, true. I have been thinking about it recently, actually. Like, maybe I'll buy it. But
maybe.
Okay, so here's the thing. So this is what I need to know. Is it that you don't think that your wife was serious or that you have a hard time paying Maurie to do something?
Yeah, basically that. Like,
right.
$10 I could get her a Starbucks or something.
Oh, damn. Get you a real fancy drink. Well, Kyle, Jessie is on the phone. I'm sure you could hear her snickering there in the background. So, Jessie, if you would like to be serious or plead your case to Kyle, maybe he'll be able to surprise you over the next couple of days.
Kyle, my love, please, a $10 cameo for Maurie. That's all I asked for. That's it. If you love me, you'll do it. That's it.
All right.
Kyle's like, yo, I still need my Starbucks. I'd rather get that venti latte.
I know. You know what's funny is that we could bring Maurie in here right now and he could do it for free. No, Maurie, no. Maurie says no. Maurie says no.
All right, I hope it works out for you, Jessie.
Thank you. Are you guys going to ask us a question?
I was just going to say, Jessie, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Mocha.
Kyle, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Ooh, it's a tough one because I've been listening to you guys for a while. I would probably say, oh God. Let's say it's real close. It's real close.
You can say, I know what you're doing right now. It's clearly Mocha, and you don't want to shut me out you don't want to seem rude. But if it's Mocha, just say it's Mocha. This sucks even more.
Okay, fine, Mocha.
Yes. God. You're impossible.
Yo, Kyle and Jessie, we love you guys. Thanks so much for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hello.
Hey, it's Roz and Mocha.
Oh, hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Leslie.
Here is the text that Leslie sent. I just want to make sure you're okay, Leslie, because it starts off with goodbye and thank you.
Oh, wow.
It says, I've been listening to you every morning on my hour commute each way. You've been there for me, made me laugh and cry. I got laid off yesterday after 24 dedicated years, not sure what my next chapter will be. And then a sad face emoji. So I just want to make sure you're okay, girl.
Hey, I'm okay. I will be. I will be okay. It's just, it's a big change. It's a big shock.
Yeah.
And, I'll be fine. But, you guys do a great job. And you probably think, you just go to work every day, but you do really, truly make a difference in people's lives. And I've laughed with you and I've cried with you, and I hope to continue listening. I just don't know where I'm going to be or what I'm going to be doing. But thank you for the laughs, and keep up the good work, guys.
What was it that you were doing for 24 years? You don't have to say the name of the company, but like what kind of profession?
Logistics, transportation, imports and exports.
Oh, okay.
And the company's had a hard time because of the coronavirus, and with the rail blockades, we've lost a lot of business, and there was some layoffs.
Now, is this it for you, or is there a chance that you get called back once everything sort of evens out again?
No, it was final.
It's final.
Yeah.
It's final.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, and listen, it's everybody, and I don't. Nobody, when they're in a terrible position, wants to hear that everybody goes through this, right? But there's moments where you need to think about that, just so you know you're not alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, and I wasn't the only one that was let go, which kind of sounds strange, but it doesn't make me feel as bad.
Yeah.
But it was good hard run. I've got some really good customers out there, and it's just you've been doing the same thing for so long. Like it's kind of strange not doing it every day.
It is. Yeah. And you tie so much of oftentimes so much of your own sort of personal worth and identity into what it is you do for a living, and it's not like losing a job. It's like losing a part of your life.
Oh, exactly. 24 years, and a lot of work, a lot of hours, and but life goes on, and I will be okay. And I'm a good person. I'm a good worker, so hopefully something will come up for me.
Leslie, thank you so much for your text. We're sorry that you're going through this, but between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Oh, you guys are brutal, man. Mocha.
Oh,
hey,
come on.
Here you go.
Yeah.
And still. All right, Leslie, love you lots. Take care, girl.
Yeah, love you more. Take care, guys.
Yeah. The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
My heart's racing right now. Can I do my thing? 'Cause I'm so nervous.
Okay, it's going to get loud just so you guys know, okay? So Mocha's going to get loud in a second.
Okay.
Go ahead. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a Roz and Mocha Show. Please welcome our special guests. He is a 4-time World Heavyweight Champion, 2-time WWE Champion, 3-time World Tag Team Champion, WWE Tag Team Champion with the one and only Rey Mysterio, 2-time Royal Rumble winner, and will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame next month, Mr. Dave Bautista! I'm not done yet. She's made appearances on Glee, Transparent, Puppy Star Christmas, Big Little Lies, Timmy Failure, which is now on Disney Plus, currently filming Avatar 2. She is 11 years old. Please welcome Chloe Coleman.
Wow.
There you go. My Spy in theaters on March 13th. Welcome.
Thank you for
Thank you. That was, you got a lot of energy this morning for 5 a.m.
If you can't tell, I've been a WWE fan since I was probably
intro I've ever gotten.
younger than Chloe. Listen, hey, feel free to tell
haven't even
Vince
had
McMahon
coffee
if you need an intro for that Hall of Fame. I'm down, bro.
This movie is so fun. So you're, Dave, CIA, you, Chloe, the kid next door, you're surveilling the family, and then all of a sudden you know from frame one that you guys are going to have to team up and be the greatest duo ever, right?
Yep.
Well, I'm a horrible CIA agent.
No,
As you can imagine, I wouldn't blend in very well. Just not great with people.
Yeah.
So I'm actually sent to surveil her family as kind of a punishment.
Right.
And I'm not even good at that because she discovers me.
Right. And
And like real quick in the movie too, like within the first 15 minutes.
We got to move this story along.
Yeah. Chloe, what is it like when you meet Dave for the first time? Because he's huge and he's sort of terrifying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean.
Thank you.
No, like you have a beautiful smile, but if you only know you from the things you've done, you're pretty terrifying.
Well, that's the thing, because, a lot of people know Dave as wrestler Dave, but you get to see a new character in this movie.
Yeah.
It's the Dave that I know.
Right.
So, that's good. And when I did meet him, I didn't know what to expect. Like, I didn't know if I was going to feel scared or if it was going to be excited.
Totally,
And then
yes.
it was just a mix. Like, I was nervous. Like, he even asked me, are you nervous? And I was just honestly like, yeah, I'm nervous.
What do you do in those first meetings, Dave, to make sure that you guys can sort of build that relationship and sort of bond immediately and get past those things?
I'm just usually very open and honest of my weak points. I throw it all out there, get it all out of the way, so their just expectations are very low.
Yes,
and it's I can only and I did. I told her that I was probably going to forget my lines in our chemistry test, and
right,
and she was not happy about it, but she accepted it, accepted me for who I am, and she made a room full of adults cry, and I was like, she's got to be Sophie.
And in this movie, Dave, you get to explore a little bit more of your comedic side of things. Do you like kind of venturing off into the world of comedy?
No,
not at all.
No, I don't find that's not my comfort zone.
Really?
No. I just don't. I don't find myself funny. I'm not. I never thought I would be good at comedic acting. I just kind of fell into it. I think through Drax.
Yeah.
But I did want my career to be very well rounded. So I wanted to kind of get into every genre. But it's not my strength.
There's one scene in the movie where the two of you are in an elevator and you have ice cream. And just knowing from filming movies and continuously having to re-film a scene, right? Sometimes a scene could take like all day. Yeah. What I want to know is how much ice cream did you guys actually have to eat that day?
I ate a lot.
I ate a lot.
I think I lost count. Because it would be in between takes, and they specifically asked, like, people would come up to me and they'd say, Chloe, don't eat the ice cream. And while licking the ice cream, I would say, okay.
Hold on. How are you going to tell an 11-year-old don't eat ice cream when she's holding an ice cream?
50-year-old. It just doesn't work. I laughed throughout that entire scene nonstop, but it was because of Devere Rogers. He's so funny, and every time he yelled at, and they're holding pinkies. I just couldn't keep it straight.
Oh, that's right, because the scene, just so people know, is that nobody knows that you two are friends, and the elevator doors open, and it's you two in an elevator with ice cream holding pinkies because you had just pinky swore a deal, and that's what the mom sees when the elevator door opens, which is a horror show, right?
Yes.
This is in a long line of these movies where you take a guy like you or a guy like Schwarzenegger or whatever, where there's something very endearing about somebody who looks like you or him that has absolutely no basic skills to deal with a child.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, funny thing is, when I first met with STX about this, they said, we want to do something along the lines of Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
And so, we started throwing around ideas, and I don't know. I connected.
It worked.
With it, and, it worked.
I know you said you didn't like to do comedies, but we've said many times on this show, and I've felt since day one that I truly believe that your comedic timing in Guardians of the Galaxy is something that people will years from now study because it's perfect. And I know you say that this isn't really your thing, but your comedic timing, I've never seen comedic timing like that before.
Thank you.
It is absolutely flawless. It's flawless.
That's how I got the job because, James wanted a big, muscular, and imposing guy who was, funny.
Yeah.
And it's how I'm good at being a straight man. And I think it is because I deliver it like it's not comedy. It's, it's to me, it's serious drama.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Well, we encourage everyone to go see My Spy in theaters March 13th. Dave Bautista, Chloe Coleman, thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us on the Roz and Mocha Show. Anytime you guys are in Toronto, feel free to come by.
I'm going to be here for most of the year.
Will you come back? Will you come back, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you shooting right now?
I'm doing a television series called See with Jason Momoa.
What's that like? You guys are just
great.
Yeah?
I love that. I love that dude.
You bigger than he is?
Connect.
You're bigger than he is, right?
No, he's taller than I am. I think I'm heavier and broader, but
Who's stronger?
Taller than you?
Have you guys talked about that yet?
Well, I don't know. He has a different kind of strength. He does, like I train a lot of, I do a lot of cross training. I do a lot of functional stuff. I do a lot of MMA.
Yeah.
And I train with weights somewhat, but he does, he's a rock climber. And I've seen him climb walls upside down.
It's nuts.
And it's got to take tracrazy strength to do that. Just to hold. And he's not a small dude. He's
Yeah.
enormous.
Yeah.
And he's holding himself just with his fingers and his toes upside down. It's crazy.
The wrestling nerd in me wants to ask if you're going to do anything at WrestleMania this year.
I'm going to show up, wave. I'm going to do the Queenswave.
That's it?
All right.
I'm out.
You're not gonna do like a in-ring
I will
on
not.
Sunday?
No, I'm not completely opposed to going back and doing something physical. I just don't want to. I got the dream retirement. I got to go out the way I wanted to, with the guy I wanted to, and I just don't want to water it down and come back and be in the ring, be that guy who's retired, goes to the Hall of Fame, and then comes back and wrestles. I'm just not gonna do that to my career.
Respect, brother. Thank you so much.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
I did not watch any of The Bachelor Women Tell All last night. However,
I watched some of it. Like, it's your typical, the ladies all arguing with one another.
I am very excited over the fact that Claire Crawley is the new Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Very
I don't
excited.
Mind. And she did a couple of, she was on, I believe, I'm pretty sure, every season of Bachelor in Paradise.
2 seasons.
She's only in 2.
She was in 2 seasons, and the 3rd season you're thinking of is when she did Bachelor Winter Games.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
When she met Benoit from Bachelor Canada.
From Quebec, yeah.
Right. And so Claire will be 39 when this show starts taping.
Wow.
Which is the oldest Bachelorette they've ever had, and I'm fine with that. Don't you remember she had that epic diss to Juan Pablo at the end of his season?
I didn't watch any of the Juan Pablo stuff.
Oh, God.
I thought that was like such a boring season.
What
did she say to Juan Pablo?
First of all, Juan Pablo's season wasn't boring. It was exciting. It was dumb because he was horrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was Claire. So I think that she made it to like top 2, and then Juan Pablo told her to go home. And this is what she said to Juan Pablo. So here, let me play you this.
Oh, hold
so
on.
So it's, you know how it works on The Bachelor, right?
Yeah.
It's like she thinks that maybe she's going to be proposed to. Of
course.
Right? She's like top 2. Okay, so this is Claire and Juan Pablo. This is from a Bachelor countdown of the sort of like the most shocking moments on The Bachelor.
Okay.
I thought I knew what kind of man you were.
Ooh.
And I'm not done.
Okay.
Charlene
Mm-hmm.
didn't have the feelings for you. It wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Andy did the same thing.
Ooh.
You had every opportunity, like those other girls did,
Mm-hmm.
to tell me exactly how you felt.
Do you know how I feel? Do you know when I made my decision?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
I lost respect for you.
Ooh. Ready?
Because, I'll tell you what,
Mm-hmm.
I thought I knew what kind of man you were.
Okay.
What you just made me go through,
Mm-hmm.
I would never want my children having a father like you.
Okay.
Oh! In your face, Juan Pablo! In your face, buddy! Oh, no! I would never want my
Right?
children to have a father like you.
Bro.
Oh, my God. Claire. I can't wait for that season,
Yeah, no, totally.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Welcome back home to the Roz and Mocha Show. Mena Massoud is here.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Good to be back.
You were last here for Aladdin,
Yeah.
right? And now you're here for Run This Town, the Rob Ford movie. But when you're doing movies like this, you don't get to sleep. Like, nobody cares about how much sleep you get.
Yeah,
or
nobody-
what time they wake you up.
Nobody cares about actors, man.
You know what I mean?
Nobody cares about actors.
There's no consideration if you're not a morning person. You know
No.
what I mean? They're like, oh God, we can't do that.
No,
he
unless-
doesn't wake up till noon.
Unless you're a big A-lister, you're not making up your own schedule for sure.
This Run This Town movie, did you shoot a lot of this at night? It looked like you shot a lot of it at night.
Yeah, we did. But I got to come back to Toronto and shoot it. It's all shot here. So
In 21 days, you guys shot it, right?
Yeah, it was quick. I
nuts.
shot this right after Aladdin back in March of 2018.
So when
2
you were
years ago.
shooting a movie in Toronto and a movie like this, how much of it is like on the streets of Toronto versus like in a studio somewhere where you can hide away and not necessarily be secretive about the project, but there are people out there who did know that this movie was being made, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we didn't use any like green screen or anything for this. The only interiors that we shot were We went to City Hall one day and shot there, and some of the office stuff we shot inside, but a lot of it is exterior Toronto.
Yeah.
And you guys did a really good job, because I think that maybe there was only like one sort of partial picture of Damien dressed up as Rob Ford that was leaked.
You mean the paparazzi photo?
The paparazzi shot. Yeah, because he had the big fat suit on and the red hair.
But even that scene in City Hall, how did we not see that photo appear anywhere?
Yeah. I mean, hey, people, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know.
Because I think that there's not, when's the last time you hung out at City Hall? You gonna get that picture?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think I went there once, maybe 7 years ago.
Yeah, people probably found out, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't want to go to City Hall."
Were you living here during the Rob Ford stuff, or were you in LA?
I was. I was still in theater school at the time. So I was here for all of it. He was my mayor. I mean, I was living downtown. Yeah.
And so, what was your take when you saw this movie? Because there's the sort of story of the crack video and Rob Ford and everything else in this is different than it played out in real life. There's some artistic license with this. What's your take on the sort of way that you guys handle it in this movie?
I think we focus a lot more on the millennial generation that was behind the story. So yes, while I think every Canadian should go see the film because, they're going to know exactly what we're talking about, it really is about the millennials behind the story and how it affected the younger people. So, that's what we're targeting. And I think if you look at it that way, then you come out with something different.
Right.
Do you know if anybody from the Ford family tried to stop you guys from making this movie?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Doug was probably pissed, but I don't know.
He's always a little pissed, though, right?
Something, right? Come on now.
He's got a lot more. He's making license plates right now.
And your character plays pretty much the person that's with Rob Ford all the time, right?
Yeah, in real life, he's an amalgamation of a few different people that worked for Rob Ford. Rob Ford had a few special assistants. He didn't just have one. So Kamal is an amalgamation of a few of them.
Right. Did any of them reach out to you guys to be like, all right, listen?
No, didn't they all go into hiding after this? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you know that they're not going to reach out publicly either, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
How weird was it? You're talking about living here in Toronto during those Rob Ford days, and how weird was it for you to go back to film this movie as an actor, but you kind of live life on the outside when all of this was happening?
I mean, it's the closest thing that I've done to a biopic. This is by no means a biopic, but it's cool. It's an honor to get to come back and do a local Toronto story like this and try to do it justice. It's cool.
Did any of your co-stars ask you during the filming of this movie, run this down? Did any of them ask oh man, is this what the city was really like, or is this what? How things kind of played out?
I guess Ben Platt's really, everybody else is Canadian. Damien's not, I guess, but me, Nina Dobrev, Scott Speedman, and then Randy Manis, Ricky Tolman, the producer and director, we're all Canadians. So pretty much everybody on set knew the story, and then a lot of the other actors were local hires as well.
So often you hear people have fantastic stories of going from a production like Disney, Aladdin, and that sort of budget and that treatment to then immediately going to something so small that you shoot it in 21 days.
Yeah.
What was set life like for you? How different was one to the other?
Honestly, I was happy to do something different because obviously Aladdin took 7 months to shoot, and then 6 months of post-production, so I was very happy to do something else.
But were you where's my trailer? Where's my Disney? Where's my Aladdin trailer? Why did I get the Aladdin trailer,
man? The Aladdin trailer was pretty nice, I guess. But they took care of us on this project. And honestly, when you shoot something in 21 days, for me, it's more all right, let's get it done. Yeah. Let's get this done.
So they're doing another Aladdin. Have they talked to you yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. It's funny. Everybody's like, why didn't you tell me about this, man?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just sent me the article, dude. This is my first time reading this.
Do you still have the Aladdin group chat going? With Will Smith?
Yeah, with Will and Naomi. Yeah, so Naomi's good. She's got a lot of inside information, man. So she kind of... we talked and she updated me on things, but I literally had no idea. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So they're starting to write the second script. This is really early days, very, very early days. And Hollywood, sometimes it's this stuff never comes
What
to
was your
fruition.
last text convo with Will Smith? You remember?
I think I congratulated him on Bad Boys or Gemini Man. I mean, he's had so much come out this year. It's like one after the other. Yeah.
That movie is on all the time in my house now.
Which one?
Aladdin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my 9-year-old. And I liked, and we talked about this the last time, but I think that the ending that you guys did in Aladdin with the genie was better than the original.
Thank you very much.
I really do.
Thank you. Overall, I think it exceeded people's expectations.
Yeah,
I think.
And you have to do a second one.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, I don't know if I'll be back, but we'll see, man.
Then we'll go see it together.
Yes, exactly. You're right. If I'm not in it, me and you will go see it together.
When did you put up a picture saying your curls were back? When was that? Not that long ago, right?
I guess
you
not.
You had a picture of your hair was all... What is the response to that when you do something like that? Because people are fans of your hair, right?
People
You know
like
that.
the curls,
Dude.
man. People like the au naturel.
Are you shocked that you got that kind of reaction?
No, I'm not shocked. I had it chemically straightened for so long because even after Aladdin, then I shot the Hulu show Reprisal, and they liked it so much from Aladdin. They were like, "Yeah, we want to keep it straight. You know, go even straighter. We want it straight." Like, all right. So I've had to chemically straighten it for a while. So I'm glad for it to be back.
Run This Town is in theaters in Toronto on Friday, and then right across the country on March 13th. Mena Massoud, anytime you are back home, you know you have a home here on the
Thanks,
Roz and
man.
Mocha Show. So please come back and visit. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, guys.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is...
Got a problem you can't fix.
Roz and Mocha got you.
Yo, Ashley, it's Roz and Mocha.
Hey!
How you doing, girl?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. Where's your roommates at? They can't hear you right now, can they?
No, of course not.
Ashley, you wrote us this. Roz and Mocha, please fix my life. I have roommates that I've been really good friends with for a long time. I'm polite, and I always ask before I take something from the fridge, like coffee or any condiments. The friend that I'm closest with has been taking things of mine, like beer, snacks, etc., without asking. When I told her no to a pizza slice, she cried. No joke, literally cried. So my question is, should I tell her that it's rude, or do I just accept the fact that she's taking things? Also, 5 and 7 is my favorite game on the show, and it's been 3 weeks. Can you play around? Yes to that. But first, let's get to this. Okay, so you have, how many roommates do you have? Two. Have the ground rules been established from day one, and these are now rules that are being broken, or have there never been ground rules?
Well, there really hasn't been any ground rules. It's kind of been a tit for tat kind of thing. Like, if she takes something of mine, like, I'll kind of do the same thing.
But now what? It's just getting out of hand where she's just taking all your stuff.
Yeah, without asking me, and that's the issue. It's the principle behind it. Without her asking me, it's like I don't do that to her. So why is it okay
But
for
have
you
you
to
not
do that to
said
me?
anything to her in the past? Like, I had a carton of milk in there that I was hanging on to for my coffee, and you keep taking it. Not cool.
I mean, I have, but it seems like she just kind of shrugs it off.
So you need to have that conversation with her and establish those sort of boundaries, because I know these situations. I've had roommates where they steal your pizza and you're like, man, stop stealing my pizza. And they're like, you can have, and listen, man, I put stuff in the fridge too. You can have any of it. And then you're like, yeah, but I don't want your coconut water.
Right. And exactly.
I put pizza in the fridge. You put garbage in the fridge. I don't want your garbage. Stop eating my pizza.
I mean, listen, coconut water is very delicious.
No,
and
it's not.
refreshing.
It's disgusting.
I really enjoy it.
No. Anyway, I think that you need to establish ground rules.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Because these weren't established out of the gate. And I know what this is like, where, you are such good friends and this is just what you do. We're friends. It doesn't matter. It's just what we do. Oh my God, it's so great to live with you. Look at this. Oh my God, you're an angel. You left a piece of pizza in the fridge. I'm hungover and it was there, and thank you so much. Like, it's that kind of thing, right? But then it builds resentment in you because you don't want to seem petty that you are losing your mind because your roommate just took a slice of pizza.
Because at the end of the day,
that's exactly it.
And it does sound ridiculous, like when you just say, oh, you but you took a slice of my pizza without asking. Like, it sounds ridiculous.
Right.
But in the bigger kind of picture, it's not the first thing that she's taken from you. And you said that she cried when you said no.
Yeah, like legit cried, like tears were rolling down her face, sitting on the floor, and I'm like sitting there like, what am I supposed to do now?
What was her reaction other than crying? Like, what did she say to you?
I wasn't expecting you to say that, and I just, like I said, I didn't know what to do at that point.
But what did you say to her?
When she first initially asked me for the slice of pizza, I told her no because like I was saving it for me for the rest of the day, and like she got so shocked. She was really upset, and her reaction, I was not expecting that from her for sure.
Do you put stuff in your own sort of containers with your name on them and stuff like that in the fridge? Or
Well, I have my own fridge, and they have their own fridge.
Oh!
Yeah!
Yo, plot twist! So she's going to your fridge and stealing your stuff.
Yeah, like going into
Not
the
cool.
basement.
Not cool, roommate.
Yeah,
No,
Mocha.
I'm with you, Ashley. That is not cool at all.
Thank you. I'm glad someone agrees with me.
No, and also I get that you guys are close and everything else, but she should also not be wandering around your place when you're not home.
Well, that's exactly it, and that's the point, right? It's the principle behind it.
Yes, you can frame it this way and say, "Hey, listen, I love you," and we are all benefiting from the fact that we can all live together and have these sort of wonderful relationships because it's expensive as hell to try and build a life, and I'm happy to have you guys in my life. But one thing that we all need to try and do while we're in this situation is maintain a little sanity. And for me, what that looks like is that when I'm not home, you're not wandering around my place. I need some sort of barrier. I love you a lot. I will never say don't come down when I'm there, and I love hanging with you, but I need to know that when I'm not there, this one little part of our world that is mine sort of stays that way. I can't worry about that when I'm not at home, especially my pizza.
Exactly, especially the pizza.
Ashley, I have 3 more questions before we let you go.
For sure.
Number 1, does your other roommate take anything from your fridge?
No.
Okay, does the pizza thief take anything from the other roommate's fridge?
No.
So why you?
I think it's because of what I get.
Yeah, better stuff.
All right, so follow-up question. Favorite topping on a pizza?
That would definitely have to be bacon.
Oh.
Yo, I'd steal your pizza too.
You know what they say, though?
But I would share.
Listen, it starts with a pizza and it ends with your man, you know? Okay?
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, first it's a slice, next thing you know, it's your relationship.
Yeah, it's a scrunchie, a little black dress, then it's your man.
Oh, you guys are hilarious.
It's cuffing season. All right, Ashley, we got to go.
Okay, well, thank you for thanks for calling.
Of course, thank you.
Are you guys gonna ask me who my favorite person is?
All right, between Roz and Mocha, who's your favorite?
Sorry, Mocha, it's gonna have to be Roz.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Roz was ready for to be defeated just now. Thanks, girl.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
Katy Perry's pregnant, and she got a brand new video as well. So what do you want to do? You want to do the song first, or you want to do the pregnancy announcement?
Song.
Okay.
It's called Never Worn White.
You love the hell out of me, and heaven's where we could be. I've stood on the edge of love, but never.
It's pretty much like this throughout the entire song.
It doesn't kick in?
No, it's not like this is the build up to a big
interesting choice to come
big
out of the
anthem.
gate with. But she's pregnant in the video, right?
She is.
Yeah, so
but she doesn't reveal the pregnancy until the very end.
Right.
Thank God that you were man enough to come answer my mama's prayers. You asked the question.
In the video, she's wearing this like big, nice, flowy white dress.
Oh.
And then this is as much as it picks up, the song. Oh. And then there's other parts in the video where she's like kind of dressed in like a flower dress. Lots of flowers.
I prefer this, even though you can't play this. Nobody's going to jam to this. It's a beautiful song. But I prefer this if you give me the choice between something like this or a record that has 10 songs like Swish Swish Bish on it.
Yeah.
I'm taking this every day.
Oh, that song sucks so bad.
Yeah, I'm taking this every day. And she also posted a shot of her baby bump and followed it up with this scream.
Okay, well, I think that's it.
I love
She's the best.
Here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show
Podcast.
Because it was Super Tuesday yesterday. My TV was just all politics.
Yeah.
Boring. Leafs and Raptors are on the West Coast for the next 3 nights.
Yep.
So those games last night started way past my bedtime.
Way past.
So we decided to watch Love is Blind.
Oh.
And I know they're doing, what are they releasing tomorrow?
Friday, it's the reunion show. Tomorrow.
reunion.
It's tomorrow?
On
Yeah,
Netflix.
tomorrow. It's the reunion show.
I have
And
a
it's
confession.
fire. It's straight fire.
You finished it, right? You finished the show?
But I watched
I know Shum finished
I
it.
watched 6 episodes of Love is Blind on Saturday.
Wow.
I did 6 hours of Love is Blind on Saturday.
I don't know if I'm into it.
No. What aren't you into?
And we're only, this may be, like, typically my wife and I are in agreement with almost everything we watch.
Okay.
Movies, TV
Okay.
shows, all of it.
Okay.
This may be the first time in our relationship where I'm not really into the show.
Is she?
She's into it.
She's into it.
So this may be a her only exclusive.
Interesting. What is it that you don't like about Love is Blind?
I just found that the episodes dragged on, and we're only on
How deep are you?
episode 2.
Oh, wow. Come on.
So I think I'm giving up, guys.
Bruh.
And I see the social media reaction. I know people love the show. People are freaking out over it. And people have been like plowing through episodes.
Yeah.
I just found it so difficult just to get through the second episode last night.
Wow. I sound like the turtle having sex.
You sound like Owen Wilson.
But here's the thing about Love is Blind, though, okay, is one of the reasons why I actually got hooked on it was because the mechanism of Love is Blind, what makes it so different from like The Bachelor and all the other dating shows that we see, or even Tinder in real life, is that they make their first connections. If you haven't seen it, they make their first connections by talking to each other in these pods. So they take a bunch of women and a bunch of men, and they all live on opposite sides of like a house, I guess, and they only communicate to each other through like 2 little pods where a wall is in between. So they can only talk to each other. They don't see what each other looks like. And the first couple episodes, what got me and why I loved it was because it was such a different dynamic between people on these shows. And people got very emotional, and it seemed really real and really raw. And I was very much into that. There wasn't a lot of game playing.
Yeah.
And so they hooked me in with this really subtle, almost at times, dare I say, beautiful way for 2 people to meet, being that genuine. They have little notebooks where they write their notes about each other. Like, it was really quite beautiful.
But I'm watching this and I'm
then
like, you're on...
As soon as they get you past that beautiful, they hit you with 10 tons of ugly.
Okay.
Right?
So the ugly is still...
Is
still to come.
And and if you think watching The Bachelor that you've seen ugly, no, son. The ugly on Love is Blind is like ugly you've never seen on these shows before.
Because I just felt like the episodes kept, because they are all still separated. The guys and girls are still separated.
Yeah.
So everything I've seen right now is just the conversations in the pod.
Yes.
Which I just found like those segments just dragged. And I'm like,
just
okay.
embrace it, though. Embrace it.
I don't know,
Embrace the journey.
I don't know.
Right? And you know how on Bachelor they let the contestants drink and every now and then they get a little tipsy?
Yeah.
On this show, they let them get straight up hammered.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And also, they don't bleep it because it's Netflix.
Yeah.
So when these people fight, they fight and talk like the way normal adults talk.
Okay.
And there's one breakup that happens by a pool. I'll tell you this much. It may be the single greatest breakup in the history of any of the
Can you tell me
television
what
dating
episode
shows.
that happens in? Or you don't even know?
It's like 6, maybe. Yeah, like 5 or 6.
episode 6?
There is a breakup that happens by the pool.
Yeah.
Okay. And it may be the single best breakup on any of these reality dating shows. It's legendary.
Really?
Yeah, legendary.
Does the guy get like slapped in the face? Oh my God, does he get kicked in the nuts?
No. It does. Well, no. I'll give you. Okay, so she throws a drink in his face.
Yeah.
And then he starts making fun of her wig.
Oh no! You can't be doing that! You can't be doing that!
The Roz and Mocha Show.
On Kiss.
So the texts are coming in at 925-555. Somebody wrote and said, keep watching it. It gets better. Another person wrote and said, it took me about 4 episodes to get into Love is Blind.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody wrote and said, I watched it while on a shatter bar, and then in brackets, put weed chocolates. And the whole show just seems so fake. It was like watching real people acting badly.
Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. It's so good. It's so good.
Somebody else said, Mocha, the show is horrible. We all know that, but it does get better as you go. And then someone brought up this show. I don't ever remember this one, but says, hey, all this love is blind talk. Did no one watch Dating in the Dark?
Yes, but this Dating in the Dark wasn't as good. Dating in the Dark wasn't as good as this. Remember, you know how like when the pitch black restaurants and stuff like that became a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Right? So they would take two people, they would sit them at a table in one of those pitch black restaurants so they couldn't see each other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then you just focus on the food and the conversation.
And food and the voice and getting to know one another. And
I don't
stuff
remember
like
that being a show, though.
It was, yeah.
Oh.
Dating in the Dark was a show.
Oh.
Yeah. But this is different. This is like just next level screw job. It's so wild, this show.
Someone said, wait until the reunion. Apparently, Amber, whoever that is, choose Jessica out, whoever that is.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of their names yet.
No.
Because I'm only on episode 2.
Yeah. Amber, you'll know. So drunk brunette and then drunk blonde. So Jessica drunk blonde, Amber drunk brunette. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Army. Is that Army and 34-year-old?
Yes.
That's kind of how I categorize them.
Yes.
And then on the guy's side, I know super short guy, there's beard,
But
and
it's
then
funny
there's tall guy.
They keep calling him super short guy, but like how short was Matt? Like I would say like he's probably like 5'9", right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, by comparison, when you stand him up next to those, especially like the super
They're
tall
all like,
guy.
I think they're all probably like 6+.
Oh,
right?
all right.
But everybody's like, oh, I never date a guy that short. And then you look at him and I'm like, he's not that short. Like he's taller than the girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess.
Right?
And then the only other two I know is white guy that loves black girl and then black girl that loves white guy.
Yes.
So I don't know their names just
right. That's
yet,
fine. That's
but-
fine. Neither do I.
Okay, that's just how I categorize them.
Yes. But things like, do you want me to tease some things for you or no?
But do you remember which episodes they happen? Because like if I'm only on episode 2 and you tell me something that's going to happen in episode 7.
No, I don't want to. Okay, I won't spoil anything for you, but I'll just be.
But it gets better.
Yeah, like it gets. The only way I can say this is that the show just like if Bachelor and Bachelorette are super polished, right? This show is just dirty. Right?
Okay.
Like it's just dirt. Like everything just ends like when somebody fights on The Bachelor, they sort of wrap it into like the dramatics and the fence jumping and the voiceover and everything else, right? Like when people fight on this show, it's like awkward watching real people have an argument.
Oh, okay.
Like it's ugly. Like they fight dirty
And
on
like you
this
said
show.
before, they don't bleep the swears.
No, and they fight dirty. Like
Okay.
they say, there's one woman who says something to a guy on this show that I have never heard somebody say to somebody on a reality dating show before. Never. And it is vicious. Like she may as well have shot him through the wall.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Wow. All right. I'll give it another chance.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Mocha, can you hear me?
Yes, queen.
It's time to do the news.
Yes, queen.
Let's do the news!
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Quite possibly the biggest comedy festival the world has ever seen was just announced for Los Angeles.
Hit me.
It's called Netflix is a Joke. Your headliners include, so it's going to happen between May 27th and May 3rd. If you are...
April 27th.
Sorry, April 27th and May 3rd. There are no festival passes, but tickets go on sale today for pre-sale and Friday for general public. Dave Chappelle is headlining. Chris Rock is headlining. Amy Schumer is headlining.
Oh, my God.
Okay. Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda are going to be there to host an all-female comedy show on May 2nd at the Hollywood Palladium. For the Standout, which is an LGBTQ celebration, you're going to have Rosie O'Donnell, Sandra Bernhardt, Wanda Sykes, Alan Carr, Hannah Gatsby, Margaret Cho, and more. Other comics slated to perform during Netflix is a Joke. Jamie Foxx, Pete Davidson, Bill Burr, Jerry Seinfeld, Sarah Silverman, Ali Wong, David Letterman, Martin Lawrence, Ken Jeong, Eliza Schlesinger, and the cast of Schitt's Creek Live and more.
Oh my!
So that is one comedy festival called Netflix is a Joke.
That is literally
happening in
the
LA.
greatest lineup in the history of comedy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apple will pay up to $500 million to settle a lawsuit over slowing down older iPhones. Remember, this was always the rumor that when you had this phone that worked perfectly good and then all of a sudden you had the 6 and then the 7 came out and you're like, why is my 7 so crap right now? And then they had all sorts of explanations for it and everything else. So the settlement agreement, which is subject to approval by a judge on April 3rd, caps a legal battle that's gone on for more than 2 years, during which Apple tried to basically just like calm down the absolute global backlash over this. The company admitted in 2017 that it used software updates to slow down older phones soon after angry customers, and then tech analysts flagged the updates were causing diminished performance, and so they admitted to it. And what they're saying now, if you're wondering how much every individual who is part of this class action lawsuit will get, the proposed settlement agreement requires Apple to pay the owners of certain iPhone models $25 per affected device, totaling a minimum of $310 million and a maximum of $500 million.
$25?
Yeah, so because there's a lot of iPhones out there.
I know,
Right?
but you can't even get a charging cable for that.
No.
At the Apple
No.
store.
No, I would have been happier. You know what? I would have been happier had there been a lottery where everybody who had an affected device went on a website and you put your name up, and we all agreed that they were going to pick 100 names, right? We were all affected. We don't all need $25, but if you want to really put a cap on this and make them feel like they've actually paid, let's all put our names on a website and all agree that we're going to pick 100 names at the end of this, and we're going to get people a lot of money. Right? Like people will come out of this as millionaires as payment, because that's the only thing that works. $25 per person is nothing.
Yeah, like I'm just looking on the Apple website. Let's just say if I'm going to go and spend that money at Apple, right?
Yeah. What can you get?
Like I can get like a USB-C to Lightning cable for $25.
Right.
Right? I got enough of those at home.
Thank you.
Right? Like I can get a cable
But
for
just
$25.
but not even the charger box, just the cable.
No, just the cable.
Yeah. See?
I can't even get like a power adapter.
No.
For $25. Come on.
I know. I would be into that though. I would be into everybody pulling their names, and then we all decide that we'll let, like Ernst & Young, you get somebody in here. Aren't they the guys that screwed up the Academy Award ballots?
Yeah, they did.
So we'll go with a different company then. and we'll make people a lot of money. Like a couple of people, it could be you.
25
You don't know.
bucks.
You don't know.
Get
You
outta
don't
here
know.
with
Could
that.
be you. Iran has temporarily freed 54,000 prisoners to combat the coronavirus spread. Iran has temporarily freed 54,000 inmates, prisoners, to combat, but weren't they already sequestered? Like, that's the weird thing. Like, you know what I mean? Quarantined. They're already in jail.
But why would they release them out into the world like that, though?
So they've already tested negative for coronavirus, and then they were allowed to post bail. Security prisoners, which are people who are serving 5-year sentences or more, will not be let out. The outbreak in Iran has killed 77 people in less than 2 weeks. Yesterday, the health minister said that a number of confirmed cases has risen by more than 50% for the second day in a row. It now stands at 2,336, although the real number, as we know, because it's Iran, is going to be much higher. A number of senior Iranian officials have contracted the virus. Among the latest is the head of emergency medical services. 23 of 290 members of parliament have tested positive for the coronavirus.
That's a lot of people,
That's
bro.
a lot of people. In Italy, they announced new measures. The prime minister is set to announce new measures to combat the coronavirus outbreak. Italy is the worst hit European country with 2,260 cases and 79 deaths so far, including 20 in the past 24 hours.
20. Wow.
And during a council meeting yesterday, somebody's ringtone went off. Somebody's phone went off while they were talking about the coronavirus. And it was the ringtone was Stupid Love by Lady Gaga.
Sono certo che i giapponesi ci sapranno farlo e sono certo che riusciremo a uscire da questa situazione. Grazie. musica per
I'm so sorry.
Hey, do we know, has Lady Gaga said anything about it? Has she replied?
She did, yeah. She
Yeah,
wrote,
what'd she say?
and this is why I make music.
Huh. Do they? I wonder if anyone over there knows that she's Italian. Maybe that's why she replied. She doesn't reply to a lot of things.
No, I know.
I wonder if she replied to her people.
Yeah.
Because she is Italian.
We know that, yes.
I don't know. She's never really talked about it.
Well, I'm a New York Italian. I'm just a Italian girl from New York. But I'm an Italian girl from New York. It's just an Italian girl from New York. The young Italian American girl from New York. I'm Italian and from New York. Good Brooklyn Italian girl.
That's right.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm Italian. I was a strong.
Wow, she never talks
Right?
about it, huh?
No, never once mentions that she's Italian. Drake sparked outrage after calling his baby mama Sophie Brousseau a fluke in one of the new songs that he released earlier this week. We know that Drake has a son named Adonis with the former porn star, and in the line of the song, he refers to her as a fluke, saying, "Baby mama fluke, but I love her for who she is." This is that line.
Brought a few W's to the 6. Baby mama fluke, but I love her for who she is.
So, and a lot of people went in on that, saying how toxic that statement appeared. One person on Twitter wrote, Drake really called his baby mom a fluke, that said how he loved her for who she is. The toxic meter going off. Someone else said, someone wake me up when you all stop pretending Drake used the word fluke as a compliment. I'm not going to defend saying Drake's baby mom is a fluke or how he feels about it. But to me, when you use the word fluke, it's always in relation to something good that happens that you weren't expecting or didn't plan for.
Yeah.
Like when somebody, when you're watching a hockey game or a basketball game and somebody shoots it and it goes off somebody's head and then off a knee and it swirls around the rim 22 times before it goes in, people are like, whoa, that was so fluky. Right?
Completely.
That's a fluke, is when the end result is something positive.
I mean, what you described there is a foul.
Right.
Really? So it wouldn't count as a point?
No, if the ball does, right? If I shot the ball and it bounced off every other single player's head before it went in, that's a good bucket. Is that not a good bucket?
I mean,
that's a good bucket.
It would make the highlight reel.
Right. The devastation in Nashville yesterday with the tornado that ripped through Tennessee. It's been forever. I was trying to think about this when the last time a tornado hit, because they get a lot of tornadoes in that area.
Yeah.
But when the last time a tornado hit like a metropolitan area or like a dense populated area, and it was just brutal. They are under a state of emergency right now after the deadliest tornado day in 7 years. 24 people were killed. Hundreds of buildings were destroyed. People are missing. I know Carrie Underwood was on one of the American morning shows yesterday, and Mike Fisher was at home with the kids, and she was saying that they had to go downstairs to the panic room.
Oh, wow.
They have a panic room in the house. Their house didn't get hit, but they had to do that.
Just in case.
So everybody's speaking out, because all those people live in Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like those sort of country stars, they all live there. And Dolly Parton just has a way of sort of her tone, and even in a time of just absolute tragedy and devastation and heartbreak, listen to Dolly's tone, and she's just exactly what you need.
Well, I'm here on the job today because, as they say, the show must go on. But we had a lot of damage out in our area. I know a lot of Nashville was just devastated with the storms. And I just wanted all of you to know that we are all with you and hope that your family's okay and your property is going to be able to get mended pretty soon, get your lights back on. But just wanted you to know you're being thought of and we love you. And sorry that it all happened to all of us, but hopefully we're okay. And to those that really lost family members, sorry about that, and our prayers are with you. And so just wanted to shout out and say, we're with you.
Aww.
Right?
It's just nice.
You know what
It's
I mean?
comforting, yeah.
Yes, like you want to hear Dolly in that situation. So good on you. She's one of the greatest people ever. Miami's Ultra Music Festival is canceled over coronavirus fears. Organizers of the 2020 Ultra Music Festival in Miami pulled the plug on this year's installment because of the coronavirus consequences of sound reports. City leaders had encouraged organizers to postpone the event, which was scheduled for March 20th through 22nd, with 55,000 people expected to attend daily. However, organizers decided to just cancel it outright.
Yeah.
The new James Bond Bond is being pushed back 7 months because of coronavirus. That movie was supposed to debut. It was supposed to hit theaters in April, like soon, and now they've pushed it to November. Like Daniel Craig is even hosting SNL this weekend.
To help promote it.
Yes.
Wow.
Like the machine was already going, but they postponed James Bond.
Go see my movie in November.
Exactly. And according to a new poll, they say two-thirds of us would turn down a free cruise because of coronavirus.
Oh, I would.
I would turn down a free cruise without coronavirus.
Oh, yeah, because you hate cruises.
Yeah, I can't do it.
At all.
It's not me. No.
What is it about?
I don't know. It's not my thing.
Like, there's so many activities. There's so much to do.
For me. It's not for me.
There's so many options for food.
I don't like being anywhere where I can't leave at a moment's notice.
But they also have art auctions.
You could have ended your sentence with "I don't like being anywhere."
Also, I don't like being anywhere, right?
Period.
And then also, I don't like being anywhere that I can't leave at a moment's notice. And from what I hear about cruises, that there's some fun to be had, and
I've been
everything
on too.
But my problem is that they charge too much for alcohol.
That's why you need the wristband,
right?
So you get your unlimited.
But how much does that cost, though?
I don't like $200.
That's too expensive.
You get free ice cream or free room service 24 hours a day.
I don't eat any of that, though.
So in other words, to go back to the original statement, I don't like going anywhere.
Right.
Period.
I don't know if you heard this or not. Ben Affleck was on Jimmy Kimmel the other night, and Ben Affleck has been just so open with everything and all the interviews that he's doing for his new film, where he's crying everywhere, and he's very open with talking about dealing with his sobriety and his divorce and the emotions that come along with that. And you've seen all the different Ben Afflecks over the years, the arrogant Ben Affleck, the funny Ben Affleck, the political Ben Affleck, he's been a lot of different guys. And I like that he's not sort of shying away from being the broken Ben Affleck who's just trying to put his life back together and still and is vulnerable when he does these things. So he was on Jimmy Kimmel the other night, and he was talking about how he was shooting a movie called The Last Duel. It's a Ridley Scott film, and they were shooting it in France. And he's shooting it with Adam Driver. And he said, listen, if I'm going to do this movie, okay, we're going through a divorce right now. My kid's birthday, he's turning 8, is on this day. Mm-hmm. I need to get back to LA and be there for my kid's birthday, who's turning 8 on this day.
Nice.
And so on his way back, he made it in time for the birthday, but the airline lost the gifts that he had for his kid's birthday. So this is the story that Ben Affleck was telling to Jimmy Kimmel about how Adam Driver saved it.
And he was like, they didn't get here. So I had to show up to, my son's party.
With no present.
With no gift for him.
That's bad.
And it was like this sort of sinking, awful feeling, And then he goes, but there is something. I said, what? He said, well, Adam heard you say it was your son's birthday. And so he called your assistant, he got your address, and sent some presents and signed a card and a picture from Kylo Ren. And I said, Tim, my presents didn't get here on time. He said, but I did get a present from somebody who really wanted to make sure you had a gift. And he was like, who? And I said, Kylo Ren. He was like, and they took it, he opened the presents, I played him the video of Kylo Ren, and it was like,
what's better than that?
It was an incredibly moving and powerful moment. Adam made me a hero to my kids, and I will never.
How do you repay?
Oh man, that's so nice. Yeah. It sounds to me like he's fighting back tears.
He was crying. He's totally crying the whole time. Yeah. It's good. It's good. This was from the Associated Press. Dogs and cats cannot pass coronavirus to humans, but they can test positive for it. I didn't know this. That being said, health officials recommend that dogs living in households where the coronavirus has been detected should be quarantined along with their owners, who are being advised not to kiss their pets and to wash their hands after petting them. So
I can't kiss my dog?
No. Well, not if you test positive for corona. You can't, though.
So, wait, they can't pass it to us. Can I pass it to him?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I think that they can get it just like through any other ways. I don't know how that.
Like sniffing another dog's butt?
Yeah, maybe. Netflix and Apple have scrapped their plans to screen a whole bunch of stuff at South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas, because of coronavirus fears. So basically, Apple and Netflix have pulled out of South by Southwest.
Completely.
Yeah, they had a couple world premieres that they were doing. The Beastie Boys documentary was going to be there. After 11 people.
So excited to see that.
I know. This is after 11 people tested positive for the coronavirus in Texas.
And now it's time for Ask Roz and Mocha.
Yo, Carson.
Yo, what's going on?
What up? Roz and Mocha. Ask Roz and Mocha. What do you want to ask Roz and Mocha?
In order to be successful in life or to achieve anything worthwhile, you need to make sacrifices in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, is fame, fortune, and applause more important than your peace, joy, and freedom in life?
Oh, my God. Okay. Fame, fortune, and applause?
Okay, hold on here.
So...
Come at this again. Say it again.
Is fame, fortune, and applause more important than your peace, joy, and happiness? So essentially what that means is like, your goals in life and being successful in life, is that more important than kind of like being at ease and being peaceful and not really too worried in life? And how should I put it? Okay, for me, for example,
No. I'm not sighing because I think I'm confused. I'm sighing because there's a lot to this. So go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, I'm 27 years old. I've made a lot of sacrifices in my life, such as a social life, missing out on family events, and just make my personal goals to achieve certain things that I want to achieve in life. Mm-hmm. I bought my first property, my first home at 24 years old. Damn. And I'm 27, and I'm currently working on my third property, getting my third property, right? So I feel a sense of success, but at the same time, I feel like I'm going to be missing out on a lot of things in life. I just got recently engaged to my fiance,
nice,
and I just feel like, thank you. And I just feel like if I continue down this path of achieving all my goals and just so goal-orientated, that I'll miss out on, having being there for my family in the future and for being there for my wife in the future and things like that.
But everything that you're doing right now, is this not all to set up for the life that you want with your wife and a potential of a family? It is,
and that's why I'm having that struggle. It's like when I listen to you guys, I know Roz works 2 jobs and he works like long hours, right? So I know he can kind of relate and kind of understand what I mean. It's like, do you ever feel like you're missing out on spending time with Rox and with Catherine and yeah, I just feel like I'll be missing out on things like that in life.
Mm-hmm. Every day. I'll say this, and the situation that I'm in right now, and the realization with everything is that you set out to achieve things, and you want to be successful. And as far as like the accolades and the recognition or fame or whatever it is, that stuff is just it's something that just leads to freedom, right? So like the more of those things you have, then hopefully it gives you opportunity, and opportunity gives you, money, and money leads to freedom, and like all this stuff. Like you don't want debt, you don't want a mortgage, you don't want to worry about, where the next bills are going to be paid. You don't want any of that stuff. But I will say this, once you get on that path of where you start setting yourself up and you're saying, okay, I'm going to work my ass off for X amount of years, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, and I can get married, and I'm going to start a family, and I'm going to work my ass off to make sure that nobody has to worry about anything, and then I'm going to take my foot off the gas, and I'll be able to cruise and spend some real quality time and everything else. You will never take your foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Okay. That is one of the most difficult things, because once the momentum starts happening, I don't need to work 2 jobs, but I have such a great fear that everything will just go away, and I will then struggle, or I will then, I don't have to do the days that I do. I don't have to do 14-hour days at all and see my kid for 90 minutes a night. Like I don't have to do that, but I have this fear of letting everybody down and making one bad decision that'll lead to another one and another one and another one, and then I will lose, and then I will lose opportunity, right? Because I don't chase success, I just chase opportunity, right? And so when opportunity comes, I pounce on it, and I always have pounced on it, and I collect things. I hoard things. I hoard every opportunity and good thing that has come my way, and I won't let any of it go. And
it's all for
exactly
what you're going through right now, Carson. It's to set up for the future, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I come home and I look at my kid and I look at what I'm setting up and I look at this life. And I don't know if that matters to her. What matters to her is whether I'm there. That's the only thing that matters. And so I go through phases where I feel like the amount that I'm working and the amount of life that I'm missing, the contributions that I'm making are the wrong contributions. And the contributions I should be making are just being there. Okay? And I start I start to feel like I'm ripping my kid off. And then I start going through self-doubt, and then I start going through everything else. And then, you know what? It's never good enough. It's never enough to get me to take my foot off the gas. And I don't know why. And I don't know why, but I just can't.
And any decision you make, you probably feel, much like you, Carson, probably feel like it's the wrong decision.
Exactly.
Like if I sacrifice this for that, then this part of my life is going to be wrong. If I don't sacrifice this for that, that other part of my life is going to be wrong. You're just in a constant battle with yourself in a no-win situation.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's so hard because I just never know if it's worth it or not, right? Because it's like, I look at myself 3 years ago when I was 24 and what I've done so far, and it's like, it feels great, and I just feel like if I continue down this path, that I'm going to miss out on so much.
No, I say, listen, you're only 27 years old, man. You are on a fantastic path. Like this journey that you're on right now, I wish when I was 24 years old, I had the sense, the common sense, and the financial knowledge or even just like to care about the future, my future, the way you are right now. Like take advantage right now, man. You're 27 years old. You are doing it right.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Like honestly, I got into like your kind of your financial mental state right now and the way you're thinking about your future. I didn't come to that realization until way, way, way later. And hearing you speak about this, like, my God, I'm so happy that there is a 27-year-old who's telling a story of how they started this journey at 24. Because there's a lot of 24-year-olds who are out there who are still completely lost, have no idea what's going on, have no idea how they're going to get that end result that you as a 27-year-old are still working towards, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'll say this, one of the things that you have to do, because it's about the individual at this point, and that is success is defined by what?
Money.
And let's see, Maurie just said money, right? So Maurie said money. You may say something else. Mocha may say something else. I may define success in a different way. Before you start kind of going down any road where, resentment may set in because you've let people down while trying to help everybody. That's the real messed up thing with all this, is that you do nothing but help, and then you realize you've just done nothing but let people down. So you have to figure out, first of all, how you define success. What to you means success? You would like to wake up every day feeling like what in order to feel successful? And is that money, like Maurie said? Is that having no debts? Is that having, a great portfolio so you could probably retire when you're 55 as opposed to, late 60s? Is that, working enough to just afford the apartment and your kids see you every day and you can take them to things and you're the guy that picks them up after school? Like, what is success for you? And then once you define that, then you can start making decisions.
Yeah. Wow, that's spot on.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel successful when I get home and there's a couple Amazon packages for me. I kind of feel like, wow, that's super cool.
But you don't see more. And I know people like Maurie too. I work with another guy who's a writer, and this guy's philosophy, he's in his 40s, like well into his 40s, maybe even late 40s. He's a writer and he's single. He's got no kids. And his philosophy is manage extreme debt, because once he dies, it's done. And he travels the world we talked to him on this show. He's a guy that lived in Airbnbs for a year when Airbnb started, because he gave up his apartment, put stuff in storage, and decided to just see if it was cheaper living in Airbnbs in his own city for a year and just going to work. He would go month to month to a different Airbnb, and he saved thousands of dollars doing it.
This guy sounds like quite the catch.
And so for him, success is being able to pick up at any moment and go to Croatia, or pick up at any moment and look at his calendar and go, I'm going to take a leave of absence from work and I'm going to go to Australia for a month. That's success to him. That is not success to me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you got to define what success means.
You sound stressed out, Carson. You sound like mad stressed.
A little bit.
Do you feel better though? Like now, like having this conversation? Do you feel a little bit better?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I definitely need to figure out what drives me. I feel like there's a lot of different things, but I need to kind of figure out what's most important and just kind of go with that.
Like similar to you were talking about, sacrificing certain things in your life, family events, or just, just kind of focusing on yourself. I went through something similar before I moved to Toronto, when I was working outside of this city, where, my goal when I moved to Kitchener, Ontario, was to work my ass off to be able to achieve. I didn't know what at the time. I just knew that I was single at the time, living on my own, and had like zero distractions, and I just made work. It may not be the right thing for everybody. For me, though, I thought I made work like 100% of my life, so I could work my way up to, eventually get to where the show is now, the Roz and Mocha Show, to make my way here back to Toronto. That was my goal. My goal at that time was, at some point in my life, I want to make my career, I want my career to take me back home, back to Toronto.
Yeah, and you did that. You did just that.
And then, once that happens, then you have new goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get to a point of where you suddenly realize that it's okay to slow down, because that won't happen.
You know what? I feel like I just realized that as I'm speaking with you, I'm like, no matter what, I'm always going to be chasing something. There's always going to be some other goal or some form of happiness that I'm trying to reach and achieve. And life is hard.
Time management too, bro. You don't let it consume you. You know what I mean? Don't let these things that you're chasing, don't let it consume you to the point where time management gets thrown out the window. Make that time to spend with your fiance, this person that you're trying to build a future with. And then if you guys decide to have kids down the road, have that time to spend with your family. You can still do both.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
By the way, we talked to you for about 10 minutes and Maury's still broke.
But you know what? It's funny. I was waiting for a moment to say, Roz, I now that I am a father and I have a son, I totally get where you're coming from.
God.
Like, it really
just to
puts it into
clarify,
perspective.
if anybody
congratulations, Maury.
Thank you.
It's a dog, by the way. It's not a child, okay? Right on. Thanks, man.
Take care, Carson.
All right, guys.
Really
Take
puts
care.
it into perspective.
Later, bro. Shut up.
Katie asks, would you take $10 million but die in 10 years, or
Jesus Christ,
$100 million and die in 5 years? And then in brackets, you won't know what you will die of or from.
Neither. I would not.
No, you have to, Roz. That's not how this game works.
I would leave. Somebody said $10 million, here you go in a suitcase, but you're going to die in 10 years. I would kick that suitcase back to them and walk out the door.
That's not enough money.
Not enough money.
And also,
not enough.
10 years is not a long time.
No, but hold on. Because you have to pick one. Look at this.
Okay, so
$10 million in 10. That's $1 million a year.
Okay.
Hashtag math.
Okay.
That's more than I make now.
So let's say we have to pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Let's say we have to pick, and the question is $10 million, but you die in 10 years, or what? $100 million and you die in 5 years. $10 million die in 10 years.
I'm going to say 10 million.
You're going to
well.
live longer. You can enjoy the money more.
Yeah. Because 10 million to me, 10 million. The difference between $10 million and $100 million is like negligent. It's
can
like
you
nothing.
move away and maybe live in some sort of very safe underground bunker to try and avoid try and avoid, because you got to be alone in this situation. So to try and avoid death.
Nowhere in this question does it say you have to be alone. The word alone is nowhere in this question.
No, but
that's a word you just threw.
But if you want to avoid death, you can't be around, because what if your partner, so you get in a fight there, maybe that's how you die. right?
What, to throw you out the balcony of the condo?
No, heart attack.
No.
from
There
pain.
is no avoiding the death at the end of the 10 years. By the
Even
end of
underground in a bunker.
You will die. You will just die. That's guaranteed.
Okay, but you know in 10 years.
Yes.
So you know, okay, in year 1, I'm good. In year 2, I'm good. So you know, like with
In
the
either
first 9
situation,
years, you're
whether you
okay.
die in 10 years or 5 years, in either situation, is Matthew a part of the equation?
Then I have to share the 10 million.
So the answer is no.
All right.
Katie also asks, if your kid had to go on any reality show, which show would you not want them to go on?
Didn't you once say that Roxy should go on The Bachelor?
I said years ago that I couldn't wait for Roxy to be the Bachelorette. Not
Does
go
she
on.
know
Not go
that?
on The Bachelor. Not go on The Bachelor. I don't want her as one of those.
You want her to be the one woman.
Jing bangs fighting over some douchebag. No, I said I couldn't wait for Roxy to be the Bachelorette because that's my favorite
Have you
show.
ever told her that?
No.
Can you imagine interviewing her on ET Canada or this show about that?
No, she shush your mouth. No, but that's just like people who do Survivor, right?
Yeah.
There's people who are on Survivor now that were children when Survivor started.
And same with Big Brother.
Yeah. But Survivor's like the long one, right? Like there's people who were little children who are now competing and doing very well on Survivor. Like they've grown up with it kind of thing.
I'm trying to think.
It's wild.
If I didn't want my son
Oh my God!
Cruz
What
to
if
be
Cruz
on a
was on
reality
the same
show.
reality? What if Cruz was on the same season?
Like
of
if Cruz was one of Roxy's bachelors.
Yes.
Oh man, could you imagine, bro?
and Cruz didn't get the rose.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
wouldn't show up to work the next day.
No, I know. Listen, man, if
So one reality show that you do not want them on.
any of them, all of them.
Really?
All of them, yeah.
You don't want her on Big Brother. You don't want her on Survivor.
No, I don't.
Why?
I don't.
Why
I
not
don't-
Big Brother?
I don't want that for her. I don't want that to be a thing. I don't want that to be any part of her life. She can choose to do whatever she wants. I mean, she's going to be her own person. But what I would say all television.
Oh, can I
Full
tell you
stop.
one that I hope? American Ninja Warrior Jr.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, I would do.
Oh,
yeah.
so
yeah.
good. Those kids are
Yeah.
like amazing.
That would be fine. That would be totally and completely great. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't say
Or
that because
Cooking Junior. You could do that cooking one.
Because you know what? She really watches on Netflix. There's 2 cooking shows. She watches Zumbo's Just Desserts.
Yeah.
And she watches Sugar Rush. And both of those shows are captivating and she loves them. So I would like to see her, if she was going to do a reality show,
Yeah.
I would love to see her compete on one of those sort of baking shows because that's like her thing. She really loves that.
But it would suck to be a parent watching other people judge your child.
No, I'd be fine with that because I think that she would be okay with that. I wouldn't want to be a parent watching somebody judge my child physically or watching somebody
Right.
judge my child as to whether, they were a good match romantically with somebody. To me, that grosses me out. But to watch her compete, that's like saying you wouldn't want your kid to play hockey. Like I would love to see my daughter compete. Like I really, really would.
Yeah.
And if sort of she doesn't play hockey, but if baking was her game, then I would want her to go in and kick ass. And judging is part of it. You're in gymnastics, you get judged.
Mm-hmm.
You're in figure skating, you get judged. And that's just part of the deal.
But so she could do Amazing Race because that's not really a dating or anything. She could do Amazing Race.
I just don't like that show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I love that show.
I don't like Amazing Race.
I've never really been into
Yeah,
it.
it doesn't do it for me. I used to like The Mole. Remember that show, The Mole?
That was Anderson Cooper hosted
Anderson
that, right?
Cooper
What was the
hosted
one?
that.
Oh, Fear Factor. Remember that?
Fear Factor was
Oh,
great
Joe
too.
Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan did a great job on that show. I loved Fear Factor. Fear Factor was great. My old man used to watch Fear Factor.
Oh,
a lot.
yeah?
With the bugs, the cockroach?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it was great. That was such a good show. And they'd like hang you from a
Didn't they
helicopter and
try
drop
to-
you into a lake.
Did they bring it back?
and-
It's back now, right?
They-
I think Ludacris hosts it.
They
Is it
did
on
for a
MTV?
bit.
No, it's not anymore.
They
Not
did for a
anymore?
bit, and it
Probably
didn't take.
failed.
Yeah, it didn't take. I don't know why, but it didn't take.
Analia asks, I have a trivia question / riddle for Maury.
Okay.
In Canada, Damnit Maurie,
Yeah.
can a man marry his widow's sister?
Like, is this like a legal question? Like, there's really an answer? Or is this a riddle? Do you know what I'm asking? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what
Go
Analia
ahead.
asked. She didn't provide the
ahead.
answer, so
Go ahead.
Go
Maury.
ahead.
Marry his widow's sister.
So-
Like, do you know the answer? You're
I
saying
know
that?
the answer. Yes, 100%. I know the answer.
Oh, okay. But is it a riddle or like, is this like a news, like, oh my goodness, an actual law question?
It's a question.
Okay. Can a man marry his widow's sister? Yes.
The answer is no.
Because of like, ooh, grossness?
No, it has nothing to do with grossness.
Can a man marry his widow's sister? Oh, because, can a man marry his widow's sister? Can a man marry his widow? Can a man marry? No, because he's dead.
Oh!
Look who's smart now, bitches.
Yeah, I wouldn't celebrate that hard more.
Z-Chun Mo asks, what is your favorite activity that helps you unwind and de-stress?
Oh, God, Maury, do not answer this.
Okay, let's start with Maury. Go ahead. So you get home.
I haven't, since my son's come home, I haven't done...
Stop calling him your son on the show, because if people don't know you're talking about a dog, you may get into some really weird territory.
Okay. So before you had...
That's what I can't say.
Before you had the dog, right? You would get home.
Yeah.
And it's, let's say, 11 a.m.
That's right.
And you have the condo to yourself.
I'll tell you my whole routine.
Yeah.
What time does Matthew get home?
For lunch? Well, I don't know why he comes home for lunch now, 2 p.m.
Okay. So he comes home at 2, and then he goes back to work.
At 3.
And then he comes back home at...
7.
Okay. So you have 3 hours from the time you get home until Matthew comes home for
I
lunch.
only need one.
Okay. So the 1 hour that you focus on,
I'll
that
tell
you
the
have
whole
at
routine.
home.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay,
I turn on The Price is Right.
Yeah.
I microwave a hot dog with some cheese on it.
Yeah.
I eat that in front of The Price is Right. Then I go and grab some paper towel and go into the office and private browse for 20 minutes and then go nap.
Right. Now, you know why we have to clarify that it's a dog and not a child you have. Because you would say, I come home and I put Andy in the cage so I can private browse. That is why we need to clarify that it's a dog and not a child.
And then, so you sleep, you take a nap, and Matthew comes home and what, wakes you up?
No, I just wake up naturally because he doesn't know how to shut the F up.
Right.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Why? Well, he just comes home and just starts talking?
Slams the fridge, bowls on the counter, makes all this noise, all this ruckus with his food.
And then what do you do after he leaves when he goes back to work?
Oh, then I'm way too groggy to do anything else. So I'll just
You do that every day, huh?
For 4 hours? You're too groggy?
No, not every day, because you have to wait for the websites to update themselves.
Oh my God.
The question says unwind. If that helps, whatever.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Roz?
Yeah.
You have an answer?
I mean, I also have an espresso.
You gotta be alert, right? You gotta know when them websites refresh and update.
You gotta be ready to go at any moment.
Oh, it's updated. Here we go. Put my son back in the cage.
The whole roll of paper towels you bring in with you, huh?
No, 1 square.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Roz?
You know what I mean? Right? In the office where the bills are.
Wait,
yeah.
Is that not the same office where your dog's crate is in now?
No, he's in the den.
He's in the den.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
you just sit there at the computer like a weirdo?
If there's any other way?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
Okay, never mind.
Roz.
Does the chair at least lean back a little?
No, I like to be perched forward.
You lean forward?
Oh my God. I can't with this anymore.
Is that not odd to you? Right? I've never heard of such a thing. Somebody leaning forward while seated.
Okay.
Like it's so funny. More. Actually, no. You know what though? More. This is not. Why would this surprise me when everything else in your life you make as difficult as possible for yourself? Why wouldn't you do this as well?
Everything in your life is slanted.
Right? Everything in your life.
Well, because I'm not wearing my glasses, so I need to see.
See what?
Wait,
the computer.
Why do you take your glasses off?
See what? No, I never wear my glasses at home, ever.
Oh.
So I always, I need to lean right into the monitor.
Okay.
Never mind. I cook when I get home to relax and unwind. Yeah.
Right.
Just cook.
Yeah.
That's it.
What do I do to unwind? I like sitting down with a coffee and like watching YouTube videos.
Sure. There you go. Perfect. Done.
That's
normal person stuff.
At nighttime to unwind, I like to read a page from my book.
Right. A page.
Because that's all I can do.
Right. Because your hand's so sore from earlier in the day, right? Can't hold the book anymore.
Enough. Sarah wants to know what all the computers that I use in the studio control. What do they all do? So if you've ever seen videos on Instagram at Kiss925, you can see the studio where we do the show from. And I have 3 computer monitors, a keyboard. I have 2 like audio consoles in front of me,
Mixing
a
boards.
CD player, and then like a machine that I use to play like sound effects on. So one of these mixing boards, as Maurie just said, controls all the microphones in here. That's a mixing board, controls the volume levels for the music that we play, all the commercials and everything. The other mixing board controls our DJ booth, all of our other computers that we use. Like, for example, one of the monitors that we have here, it's a bit bigger than like an iPad Pro, and it's all touchscreen, and the computer that it's attached to has all the music that we play, all of our commercials, our production that gets played. So like the stuff that says, you're listening to the Roz and Mocha Show, like all that stuff, I have the ability to control that particular machine. I can find any piece of audio just by typing on the screen, and the results will start popping up. And then the computer that's directly in front of me has a program that I use to record everything that happens in this room. For example, like we're recording this podcast right now, and it's happening on that computer that's right in front of me. Like when people come in for like interviews, those are all recorded on this machine. If you ever call us on the show or we call you during the show, all of that is recorded on this machine. Then there's another computer that we have that's just for like basic internet browsing and email.
Roz has a monitor in front of him that is sort of mimics Mocha's, but he can't touch it.
Yeah, I have in front of me. I have one monitor that just shows me like all the commercials and music that I really don't look. I use it as a clock, and which is funny because the actual time on it, the clock, is the smallest thing on it, and it's a huge
Where is
monitor
it?
right there.
Oh, that's tiny.
Yeah, that's what I told you.
That's what she said.
That's what Matthew said. And then I just have my regular like PC computer monitor in front of me, and then the third monitor that I have is the one where I can monitor what the studio cameras are showing. So it's almost like a switcher where I can switch back and forth in between cameras as we're recording stuff.
Can I ask you one question from Dens?
Yes.
Do you eat pizza flat or do you fold it? Like do
Fold it.
Do you envelope it?
Envelope it. 100%. Yeah.
Mocha?
Always fold. The slice of pizza could be like the thinnest ever, and I will still find a way to fold it.
Yeah.
I can't just pick up a slice of pizza and eat it like that. As soon as I pick up a slice of pizza, I fold it in half.
Oh yeah, I have to.
I only envelope it depending on the ingredients. If it's a basic cheese, then I'll just eat it flat. But if there's stuff on it, pepperoni or pineapple or whatever I like, then I fold it just so things don't fall.
Even with Roxy, she'll take a piece of pizza and I'll grab a slice and I'll fold mine. And if she goes to put hers in her mouth without folding it, I go and then she folds it.
Oh no, you're pizza shaming your own kid.
Yeah, because it's cleaner and easier to eat that way.
It is,
right?
Yeah, I find the same. The same thing.
A question from Kelly. I'm only going to say this one only because I have a favorite quote. She says, "What's your favorite quote or phrase?"
Oh God!
I only brought that up because I have one that I've memorized. It's the only quote I've ever memorized.
Which is,
"I like to have a martini. 2 at the very most. 3 I'm under the table. 4 I'm under the host."
Oh wow!
Where's that from?
I read that in a martini menu once at a martini bar, and it stuck in my head like instantly.
Say it again slower.
I like to have a martini. 2 at the very most. 3 I'm under the table. 4 I'm under the host.
I've never heard you say that. For somebody who says that that's his favorite quote of all time, this is the very first time I've ever heard you say that.
Whenever I'm out with my friends.
Yeah.
Matthew's friends?
Yeah. And we're at a bar or something, I might bring that out just, to sort of look
but
cool.
You know what,
at the
though?
bar. I'll tell the bartender
For
that.
the
I'm
times
like,
that we've ever been at a social gathering where people are drinking and Maury's there, you never order a martini.
No, I don't like martinis. I used to love martinis.
I
because when you walk back to your table or seat, half of it's on the floor because it splishes.
Right.
And also because you're a child. Yeah. And your hand is probably super, super sore from earlier in the day. Weak. Cole Vance wants to know, Roz, have Roz and Damnit Matthew actually ever met in real life?
Have me and Matthew met?
Yeah.
Yes, many times. I see Matthew at work all the time when I'm doing ET.
Oh yeah, because Matthew's a publicist.
Yeah. It's weird because I've never seen Roz when I'm with Matthew. Matthew only sees Roz and I'm not there.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I see Matthew, we sort of give each other a look like we're sharing a moment. Like I know the hell that he goes through at home and he knows the hell that I go through at work.
Like what? Like a little tip of the hat?
A little tip of the hat. It's like we've both been prisoners of war and we don't speak about it, but I can tell. Like I can tell. I can tell by looking at him that he knows what I know what he's been through and he knows what I go through. Yeah.
Like you both have that PSTTD or whatever it is. Yeah.
Exactly,
we'll end on this.
PS2TD. PS3TD. Back in the cage.
Leah asked this question. And it's interesting that Leah asked this because we had a conversation, like not on the radio, not on the podcast about this recently. Shem, if you want to, Shem brought this up to us. Shem, you want to get in here? You can answer this question as well because I think it's real interesting. If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Assuming this, okay, because we have to, there's a couple parameters. Hey, Shem, how you doing?
Shem works on the Roz and Mocha show, by the way.
Hey, Shem, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Okay, your mic wasn't on the first time.
That's okay.
Okay, so here's the thing, because we can't go in circles about the qualifications of the person who would be giving you the answer. We have to assume that if you have the question, the person you're going to be asking would definitively have the answer to that, right? Mm-hmm. So let's just assume that it's the one authority in that thing, because I don't want to get into, well, what if they lie, or you have to talk to okay, whatever. Okay, yeah. So if you could definitively know the answer to one question, what would that be, right?
Yes.
Mocha.
Like, immediately, I would want to know what's going on over in Area 51.
Right.
And like whether they got aliens over there, whether there are spaceships, or they're hiding like alien weaponry.
One question though. What's your one question?
But
because
why
it all
would that be your one question? That's you get one question. You want to know about aliens?
I know. I'm sure
Seems
that
like
there's a greater question. Yeah, you're right. I think there's probably another question out there that I should really, really think long and hard about. But immediately, the first thing that comes to my mind when I read that question is, are they hiding aliens in Area 51?
Okay, so that would be your one question.
Yeah.
The problem with this question, and the problem with this, like, not your question, but this question in general, is this. Let's say you say, are they hiding aliens at Area 51? And the guy goes, no.
And then that's your answer?
That's your answer. Simply because they're not hiding them at Area 51. They just let them roam free.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this is
Shem's head's gonna explode.
Okay, so this is what I'm
that there are
saying.
aliens.
No,
though.
I know.
But then there's so many other questions, like follow-ups.
But who cares?
Yeah.
There's
But you're
aliens.
not. But
Move
are you
on.
allowed? But we're not allowed follow-ups, right? Are we allowed follow-ups? I don't know if we're allowed follow-ups.
No.
And can the question be something that's attainable? Because can I just then go to somebody and say, what are the Lotto Max numbers for next week?
Right.
That's a question that I would love to know the answer to.
Like if that person knew what
Right,
the
like-
next lottery
So like, are these like
big jackpot numbers
Yeah,
are.
so it's tough for me, right?
I'd want to ask my mom, why'd you leave my dad?
But you can ask her that now.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me get back to you.
Yeah. Your mom's not dead.
Okay, hold on. Come back to me in a second.
She lives in Calgary. You know this. Aren't you like
Right.
Facebook
Yes.
friends with her?
Right.
Okay, yeah, she wishes me happy birthday.
Yeah. Why don't you ask Matthew why he comes home for lunch and ruins all your time? Somebody had to say it, right? Somebody had to say it. You can bleep that out. Shem, what's your...
Leaning forward in the chair like
Oh, God.
Because I can't see.
Hold on, wait,
Yeah,
before we
yeah,
continue.
yeah.
Does Matthew ever use that computer and sit in that same chair?
Yes, of course. That's why he orders his mom.
Do you sit on a towel or do you go bare on the chair?
Like bear.
Okay, nice.
It's just like, why not?
Yeah, Shem, what's your number one question?
Why do I have to share a room with Maurie in this studio?
Now that he knows the answer.
What would you like to know? Is it like something religious? Is it something that is has to do with like
Pop culture.
Pop culture.
I want to know who
Is
shot
it-
Tupac.
You want to know who shot Tupac?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I care.
But why though?
It's one question.
Yeah.
Who gives
It is one of pop culture's biggest questions, mysteries. Who shot Tupac?
So, but why wouldn't you want to know? Was Princess Diana murdered?
Okay,
I don't care about that at all.
Is Elvis Presley still alive?
No.
Okay, here's my question though, right? And this is why I fear a question like who shot Tupac. You will live a long and happy life not knowing who shot Tupac.
Sure.
Okay? You have one question that you can answer that somebody's going to answer you, okay? What winds up happening is with that knowledge, what do you then do with it? Because if you know the answer to that, that does not mean that anybody is going to believe you.
Yeah. You're going to spend your life trying to prove to everybody else.
But I wouldn't though. It's just for my own knowledge.
But also, it could be a complete letdown. What if it is somebody that was nameless and faceless, and it legitimately was wrong place, wrong time, who knows what the hell?
You know what? Then that would be a massive letdown. I'm not gonna lie. That would really suck. That would really suck. Because I'm thinking like, name celebrities. I won't name anybody now. I'm not a snitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it would be a letdown.
Write them down. Maury will say them. No problem. He's a huge snitch.
What about asking a manager at a bank the combination of the vault?
Yeah, but then what are you going to do with that info? Then you have to say, how can I get in here? It can also, what are you going to do?
Then you could just hide out under a desk until they close and
In
steal
a bank.
all the money.
Really? With all them cameras? And what?
I'm under the desk.
Yeah, but you wouldn't make it 5 feet. They have security cameras. They have all this stuff.
Okay, come back to me in a minute.
Asking why, because you know me, I like to try and figure out how can I monetize this, right? How can I make money off of one question?
Ooh.
And it's still like this is a tough one because I don't know exactly. Like Maury said, you can ask for the thing at the bank, but then what do you do with that info?
What about the recipe to some secret thing, right? Like what about the recipe to something nobody knows the recipe?
Like the herbs and spices for KFC?
Or the caramel secret.
But here's the problem is that there's intellectual property with that. And so if you ever tried to sell that, they would sue you. Like you're not allowed to do that.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Come back to me in a second.
Yeah.
Maybe go unwind or something. It'd be good.
Yeah, you go lean into this question for a while more. Okay. This is the craziest podcast we've ever done.
Oh my God, every week on
Hold
Instagram.
on, no. There's still one more.
What?
It's I can't believe you missed this very important one. It's time sensitive from Josh. Mocha, if you were gay and single, would you date Maury?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Every week on Instagram, you'll see
Well, no, hold on a second here.
That was your one question.
Ask Roz and Mocha. That's where you ask your question, and we'll try our best to answer as many as we can on a future episode of the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Powered by Air Transat. Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10.
on Kiss 92.5
Kiss925.com.
or download the Kiss 92.5 app.